Ready? Good evening. My name is Susan Stevenson. I'm the co-chair of the Board of Architectural Review and Historic Preservation for the Village of Southampton, and I'll be presiding over this meeting this evening. I'd like to introduce the board members. To my left is Jane Clare, Kathy Buxton, and coming by Zoom is Nina Edwards-Anchor. Mark McIntyre is not with us tonight. Assisting us will be Sage Comfort, videography, Jackie Allen, our recording secretary, Ian
Kinnett from Harris Beach.
Ian Kinnett, our counsel, and Alex Wallach, the village planner. Do I have a motion to open the meeting, please?
Yes.
Girls,
Motion seconded.
I'm going to need your help.
I make a motion to open the meeting.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Great. First is meeting minute approval. We have February 24th. Has everyone read, or the three of us?
Yes.
We have read it, and we're ready to approve them. So,
So the minutes from February 24th, 2025, March 10th, 2025, and March 24, 2025 are motion to approve in the form presented to the board.
correct. Aye.
We have a second.
I wasn't
A
here
second.
at the March 10th meeting, so I can't vote on that one.
Oh, we can't do it then.
But we could do this first and last.
We can't do March 10th, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So February 24th and March 24th. Oh, nice. Motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
All in
Aye.
favor?
All in favor, aye.
Those
Okay.
minutes are approved.
Now, what about the written decision? The next on our agenda is the written decisions. We had 2 written decisions, but not 4, correct?
Correct.
All right.
From what Alice said, yeah.
Yeah, so which are the ones, do you know which ones?
Yeah, the first resolution that we have is 88 Meadow Lane, the matter of the application of Oris Bliss and
Yes.
88 Mill LLC. I think council is here today.
This is
That
to-
resolution was
Right,
presented to the
resolution
board.
for COA for 88 Meadow Lane. Okay, I need to just look at this for 1 second, because I didn't
Absolutely.
actually see it. So we're granting a certificate of appropriateness for this property. Do I have a motion?
And I'm happy to read this into the record too, if that would be helpful.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept this resolution?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. I think that's.
I'll just read this. The resolution, it's resolved that the board grants a certificate of appropriateness for the demolition of the existing dwelling in the matter of the application of Oris Bliss and 88 Mill LLC. It is hereby approved.
Okay. Is that everything? Okay, moving on. Oh, so now, the written decisions, I have it on my phone, but I don't actually like to take out my phone and
Yeah,
read.
there's a second written decision for the application in the matter of Pond Lane Capital
Oh, right, the
LLC.
revision. Okay.
Yeah, at 200 Pond Lane, the
So-
resolution as
Do I have
presented to the
a motion
board.
for approval?
Uh,
I make a motion.
Right.
I move that we approve
Right.
the written decision for Pond Lane Capital LLC, 200
Second.
Pond Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Usually I have a piece of paper and we have to actually record the individual.
Yep, I believe Ian has them, and after the meeting, you can sign them.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll file
thank you
them.
so much.
Sure.
There goes the hasty retreat.
And the other one is Scott and Kelly Johnston, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
136
House.
Great Plains
Yeah.
Road. I move that we accept the written decision for Scott and Kelly Johnson. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Where's Nina?
Do you have that written resolution?
You don't
I
have
don't.
her?
Do you have it?
No, I do not. So this might need to, we don't have a written resolution drafted from Alice from this.
For this
So
one?
this may need to be approved at the,
Which one?
at the
The
second, at the next
Great
hearing.
Plains Road.
Oh, yes, we do. Didn't we? I had to,
Yeah.
I have to go on my phone. She sent us 2 of
She did? Oh, okay, okay.
Wasn't that, and that was the other one. I didn't make that.
If someone could forward to me, I'm happy to print it.
All right, I'll
What?
check it.
If someone could forward it to me, I'm happy to print it.
That would be great.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Can you do it? All right, moving ahead.
Right.
Seems a little disorganized, not my fault. Next, there's an adjournment request for 270 Ox Pasture Road LLC. Do I have a motion to accept?
And is
I
that,
move that we accept the adjournment request for 270 Ox Pasture Road LLC.
and is that to the April 28th meeting?
It didn't say, I
Oh,
believe.
okay. So typically, if it doesn't say, we do it to the next
Clear,
meeting.
we only, Alice only had.
What?
I don't have a dog in the fight, but right on your calendar it says May 12th.
Ah, thank you.
Oh,
What's his name?
what calendar?
Ian, is it Ian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Ian, we only have.
Not on mine.
80, we only, the ones we've done already. The Oris
88 and the
Bliss
Pond Lane.
and the Pond
Correct.
Lane. The
The-
others, Alice hasn't done yet. So.
That's correct. And Alex, unless Alex can
So
print,
these are print
Right,
pending.
2 of them are pending.
correct.
Right, okay, just so we're clear.
Thank you.
Well, she of
Thank
all
you.
people would know that, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
Wick and 300 pending.
Does he need something else from us?
No. All right.
Okay,
So did
Signs.
we get through the Ox Pasture? We voted on Ox Pasture?
No, I think that was maybe a motion to adjourn to May 12th.
right.
Uh-huh. Do I? I
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we're on to signs. James Christian Cosmetics. Is there anyone here representing this application? Please come forward, state your name. Where's this? Oh, I know where it is. You don't like this? I like this.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it's cute. Look, well, look at the colors behind it.
But what are,
The colors, I just think are,
I don't dislike it. Hi.
Hi, my name is Deb Raleigh,
Uh-huh.
and I'm here for,
Yes, please go ahead.
we would like to change the fabric on the awning to be this custom stripe, the colors matching the colors that are in the sign that they had approved. Correct.
I'd like to put this, do you have it should be on the table so he can pick it up, but it is just a sign.
I can.
Well,
I have a picture of their sign, you know,
what
this is
about
their sign.
the print? Do we have that, the type?
There is no print on the
Oh,
awning.
great, great. It's just the awning we're dealing with?
It's just the awning.
So really, this is kind of silly.
Yeah, okay.
We're, just put it down for 1 minute and then pick it up and give it back to me so I can put it in. Okay, so,
it's not a good representation if that's supposed to be matching the sign. I know it's hard to do in a printout like that, but to
Exactly.
me, it doesn't look like it's going to match.
No,
Said it's not a good representation as far as the
right, and
photocopy goes because it doesn't seem to even come close to matching.
And that's where you see the same thing in the drawing, I guess you would call it, that was presented, where that's just above my pay grade to be able to alter.
so,
colors
but
on-
this is, these are the
This is the
actual,
actual
this is the
That's the
actual fabric.
we will
And
be
you've
using.
held that up next to the sign? Because
Yeah.
I'm not able to hold that up next to the sign to say it,
Right.
because I thought the sign looked a little,
It's a little darker, it's not that dark, it's not that bright pink color.
right, but it
You know.
didn't seem to be quite as
It
dusty as the other pink.
It's very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So board members, I don't object to it,
Me too, I think it's fine.
but it's not going to pass because there are only 3 of us.
No, 3 is quorum.
Yeah, but Jane's not going to vote.
Oh,
No, I
sorry.
didn't say I
Or
was
Jane,
gonna.
I thought Jane was against it, so I
I'm,
would hold it
I'm
over
I'm
otherwise.
nervous that it's not going to match the above sign.
That's a
It
stronger
coordinates
pink.
nicely in that, you know, the designer that they had with their colors, you know, I worked with them to be able to have those colors coordinate nicely. It's,
After 3 rainstorms. I don't think it's going to, I personally don't object to it,
Right.
so there you go. So,
Should we vote?
yes, I move that we accept the sign, which is now down there and I don't, for Something Cosmetics, James Christian Cosmetics, 16 Hampton Road, only for the awning, no, with
Correct.
no type.
correct.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
It passed.
Thank you.
But could you hand me that back so that it could actually go
Get
back to the
signed.
building department and you could
Right.
go ahead? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So that's a yes. Did anyone sign this?
No, you can sign it on
Later.
the ARB line.
And then I give this back to you, is that correct?
Yep, you can put it in the folder.
Yeah, good. All right, moving forward. Next, new matters. East End Holdings, 38, 40, and 42 Jobs Lane, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. The East End Holdings LLC.
And this is for demo, right?
Thank you. These are originals.
Oh, I didn't know you were involved in this, Mr. Bennett. Okay.
Evening, John Bennett. The applicant CMX Sami is here with me this evening. So what we're asking for is approval of a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the existing commercial buildings at 38, 40, and 42 Jones Lane. These buildings are not considered contributing structures, so under the 65-7 of the code, there's no need to show you what's we're proposing to go there, but I figured I'd bring CMAC in so you can sort of preview it
But
anyway.
we have no written, you have,
You have
so he's going to show.
photographs, but there's no requirement to do it
Do you
because
have-
it's not a contributing structure.
We
But
have
if-
it-
But we're gonna come in eventually anyway, so I'm gonna show you.
All right.
That's what I figured, but, so,
But first we would have to vote for the demo before we proceed.
yeah, that's what, this is for the proper.
That's the protocol.
proper protocol, yeah.
So,
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 So
do you have
the-
any more to say about the demo?
no, I just try to let you know where we're going on this, because we'll be back before the ARB, you, and the planning board. We're actually before the planning board.
Oh, you are?
Before the planning board to straighten out the lot lines, because there's a rather unusual lot configuration here. And what you can see, how am I supposed to read this or this? I always get confused.
Towards you,
Well,
John.
they change it every
Towards
couple of
you.
Oh,
months.
towards me, because they changed all.
Every couple of months it's different, so it keeps you on your toes.
Okay.
And you better speak into the mic there.
Yeah, because we
Oh,
can't,
I'm
we're,
sorry.
we're
Speak
lost.
into the
Faces you, always so it's facing you,
Sage
Okay.
is
so it's easier to
taking
present.
you out, Mr. Bennett.
Always take this and put it right in front of you.
And I'm sorry, this is probably the 10th time you've had to.
So
do
good
this.
luck and good night.
That's what this reminds me
Yeah,
of.
it is.
Edward R. Murphy, you know.
Those are the real deal.
So in any event, the buildings, some of them really hug the lot lines. Well, they can, because it's a 0 to 15, you can have a 0 lot line setback. And these buildings are of no historic significance. There may be, I mean, I remember when there was a house here.
Well, don't tell us that, because that was the big argument in the past
I'm
about
only
the historic
68.
part.
So-
Let's just look at what's there now. If you would remember,
No, but there was a house there that was torn
and
down
a tree,
long time
that's
ago.
right.
I think the Phillips family and Tom Burke developed this property. This was meant to be, to grab people in from a retail point of view, but it's never been anything other than a retail dead
Sorry.
end. I mean, it's just
Didn't
really
work.
sad. And then there was some thought, no, it'd be nice to have a restaurant there, but
But
not until
no
there's a sewer.
septic,
Not yet,
yeah.
so really,
It
the-
would
what-
be nice, they wanted a
be
coffee
beautiful.
bar there, that was the thing, but that's.
How about a food court is what we talked about when I was on the planning board, because that would be perfect for a food court.
But there's no way with no
Those
septic.
are wet uses.
Yeah,
So-
so we're
We all
just
know
back
that.
with the retail department here.
So here we are, I just want to let you know where we are. We're at the planning board to straighten out these lot lines. We had a preliminary hearing, no one seemed to have a problem with it, and we're on for a public hearing. And then a couple of things that distinguish this from the last plan. One of the things, just trying to get out ahead of things, I know the Madonias were concerned because the original application, you can hold a 0 lot line in the village. So what we've done is a couple of things, and I'll let CMAC talk about it a little bit further. As it relates to the Madonia property, what we're putting there is a 5-foot path.
Right.
The thought is, I don't want to commit to it, but the thought is to dedicate that to the village, so there's a public passway through, or at very
Right.
Do the
least.
parking in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there was, it's supposed to be that you can get to the parking, but something happened along the way and nothing ever
Get
happened.
there, yeah.
Okay.
So either that'll be by easement, probably the easiest way to do it is by dedication.
All right, let's.
So that opens up.
That's
the-
not our purview.
No, but I want to let you know we're trying to be sensitive to everybody. And then the other thing is, I know the Madonias are concerned during construction about, vibration impacts. So the building on that side, and CMAC can tell you, is going to not have a full basement to be sensitive to that sort of stuff. I'm trying to think. I'd be more than happy to. We're currently scheduled for a public hearing in connection with the lot line on May 5th, 2025. Council for the planning board was extremely helpful in getting us notice by that time because it was a short period. And so that's the plan, to take all of these things down. If you want, even though it's not a necessary part of the application since it's not a contributing structure, but we're going to be here anyway, in front of you, I thought maybe CMAC could run through the,
Quick.
if you want to.
You
hear.
have
If You don't have to.
5 minutes, CMAC.
Okay.
How's
I mean,
that?
you don't have
Is
to.
that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's,
But I'm certainly not comfortable just saying, let's demolish this without getting public comment, because I know last time when I was on the planning board.
there is no public
There's no
comment on
public
that.
comment.
I know, but that's why I'm
Well, I
saying,
can't-
I'm very.
Well, this is a COA.
Yeah.
This is a certificate of appropriateness because we're in the district, so it is a public hearing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did the notice for that.
That's why I put the notice.
That's right.
Anyway, I
Yeah,
just wanted,
I-
I just
Well,
wanted.
go
to-
ahead, Jane.
I wanted to just bring that up because I was on the planning board when this came up last time, and it was very controversial for a great many reasons. And then it was probably just put on the back burner and not talked about in a number of years. Were you taking care of it then, John?
No, that was Gil.
Okay,
But
okay,
I was sitting through every one of the meetings.
okay, okay.
And to be very honest with you, when this was characterized by counsel for the applicants as a historic courtyard,
I
was
understand.
appalled.
I understand that brick
All right.
is not historic.
On-
But I'm
on-
just
move
saying,
on. I'm trying
because
to
it's
make
so
this
controversial,
quick.
I just want to make sure the
Well,
public can
there's a
have
public
comment.
hearing. There's a public
Right.
hearing.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
open it
here
up.
we
for
Okay,
comment.
here they are.
Yeah, I'd just like the record to reflect that we received the affidavit of mailing
Oh,
and the
yes.
affidavit of
Thank you.
posting for
Thank
this
you.
application,
Have
for this public
comments
hearing.
from the public first.
No,
No?
usually. So do you want to, can we discuss, so we want to go ahead and do the demo before we talk to CMAC. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there any,
So often I've been before this board and on a demo application, and you've said, "What's it going to look like?" And I've
But
been
that's because
striding about
that's
saying,
in a
"We don't
historic-
have to show you
Right in
that."
this
So I'm
case,
just
so
trying to be
we're-
more
It's-
accommodating.
it's his-
That's all.
yeah,
Yeah,
in a real historic property, if we were knocking
Yeah.
it down, that would be required?
Yes,
Or
right.
sometimes?
Not required here.
But
Yes.
because it
Right.
is adjacent to Madonia, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be able to say I can vote for this without knowing what's going there. I'm very,
Okay, we can show it to you.
great, that's
Yeah.
why I'd like to see it.
And that's why we were very strategic about where we put that access point.
Wait, but I'm worried about, is that okay?
I'm sorry?
I'm over for offering it, I guess, I don't know.
I don't
Why
know,
don't
well,
you
you
hear
should
what-
know, you tell me.
You want to hear, why don't you hear from the public first? You wanna hear?
yes.
Yes,
that's what I think we
is
should
there
do.
anyone from the public who wants to speak about the demo of East End Holdings LLC, 3840 and 42 Jobs Lane? Is there anyone on Zoom? With the incredible interest, I guess.
We do have Nina though.
Oh, you do? Great,
Right.
thank you. Well, that changes everything.
Hi, Nina. Okay.
She needs to be
I'm
unmuted.
blurry, sorry, I'm fixing that, sorry.
All right, we
You
know
gotta
you.
focus.
We know who you are. So we're on the Jobs Lane thing. You got it? On the demo of the courtyard, all those buildings? It's vacant. It's in the middle of Jobs Lane.
We did take the pink flamingos away, though.
Okay? Can she hear us? Can you hear me? Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So
well,
then-
it's not a contributing structure, there's no public comment. So
And
I
so we're
mean, I
gonna
say we
vote.
put it to a vote.
Yes,
Well,
I agree.
what we would do at this case for
Oh,
COA
to a written-
is ask council to prepare a written
Yes.
That's correct.
determination.
We close the
gotta get
public
direction.
hearing.
Yeah.
Give them
Right.
direction.
So let's
Correct.
close the public hearing, but first I should get the board to actually
Well, if there's any other comment from the public,
Well, we already did that. Have you ever been here
yes.
before?
If not-
It's pretty much a very quiet situation on public comment.
so
I
we would,
started by saying take
Well,
it
then
easy.
come up. If you want to speak, come, because time's a wasting. I like a fast meeting.
Right.
I'm,
No, I was just gonna ask, isn't Job's Lane on a Stark Street?
We
Yes,
just need you
it
to
is.
introduce
It's not-
yourself
these are
for the
not
record.
historic
please read your
structures.
name and address into the record.
oh, yeah.
It's Christine Whitaker.
Sorry.
And there's no historic streets, there's only historic districts and contributing structures, or non-contributing structures.
Oh,
Right.
true. All right.
Okay. What, we lost Nina, we lost her.
so there she is,
Nina's
coming
back.
back.
Okay.
Wild. I've
Oh,
never
did she
seen that on
come
Zoom. Yes. Oh,
I'm
well, she,
sorry, I'm blurry. I'm trying to fix my video
That's
camera.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to take a vote on the demo of this area, of the buildings. Oh,
Well, I had a talk with Mark about that, and he said that for the historic district, we would need a plan of what it would look like.
no, because it's
That's
not
actually not true.
historic buildings.
Oh, it's not historic, okay.
Well, that is a historic district, but the things that are being taken down are not historic. They're from the 70s.
70s,
60s maybe.
70s,
Yeah,
I checked with,
70s.
yeah.
you want to say it again, or?
Yeah, so when this area was inventoried in 1979, these were designated at that time as modern buildings. So if the board still feels that these are non-contributing buildings, then you could allow for a certificate of appropriateness for their demolition.
Okay, so let's take a vote then.
Right.
I move that we vote to
So to close the public hearing.
close the public
and
hearing.
to put this on for written decision, for council to prepare a written decision.
Right. And have council prepare a written decision for demo only here. For 28, is this right? For 38, 40 and 42 Jobs Lane,
Thank you.
East End Holdings LLC.
Do we have
Oh.
a second?
Second,
No, I moved. Okay, good. Aye.
second.
All in favor?
Aye, whatever, where we are.
I vote
Aye.
aye.
Yeah. Aye.
Nina, you voted aye?
Approved.
Yeah.
I heard an aye
And
from
Jane's
Nina.
not voting nay.
Yeah, I'm voting nay, only
Okay.
because I also like to make sure, when are they going to do this? July 4th?
We can't control that, Jan.
I know, but I
Really,
just
we
think
have
we
to
need
just
to
do
be,
the
I think
business
we
that-
need to be cognizant of this sort of thing.
I am cognizant, but I'm also cognizant of the law, and the fact of the matter is, we can't tell them when to do
I
it.
understand that.
Okay, I'd like if we got more, if we could do better in what we can do. That's my object. But anyway, all right, so we got that under control?
Public hearing is closed.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can we see what you're proposing?
Direction for council to approve the written,
To prepare a we'll prepare a written
Yeah.
resolution for demolition.
demo.
Right.
For the next meeting.
All right,
You'll
see you,
tell
Mac.
Alice?
5 minutes
I'll let her
at the
know.
most.
So Jen,
Okay,
I
thanks, John.
sympathize fully with what you mentioned about when you vote for demolition of something in a
A
historic village.
microphone.
That you want to have an idea as an architecture board to see what's going to be replacing it. I brought that up to John. I said, John, how come we're just going for demolition? He said, that's the protocol, and we'll follow that immediately with the new application. So I said, having said that, I would suggest you bring in the plans just in case, so that I think that with all the work that we've done, we do not want the board to think that they're going to be getting a vacant lot there indefinitely. So we are filing, actually, I was hoping that the application would be in today. Bailey was working on that. So at the next meeting, ARB meeting, we will have an application
Okay,
for the
wonderful.
proposed. And
That's
I have
great.
plans
Wonderful.
actually.
Let's go before they change their minds.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
I'd love to do that.
Don't want to win.
I mean,
It's very
this is
polite.
not as much as you mentioned, Susan, 5 minutes. We've done a lot of work. There's a lot involved in this thing. But one of the things that happy to say is that I, as a planning commissioner, did work on the village business district's master plan, in that we incorporated certain zoning bylaws, which we are all complying in this new design. Primarily, one of the key elements of that is introduction of walkway from Job's Lane to the
Oh,
parking
okay.
in the back. We also reduced the depth of the building to comply with the historic depth of buildings on the whole
Oh,
district,
right.
which is
That's good.
75.
That's good, that's
So
good.
basically, we are not applying anything as of requiring a variance. It's as of right, with the exception, of course, parking. And even in that context, we're the only applicant, we're the only property on Job's Lane's south side that we're providing on-site parking, no other property.
Not our
elsewhere.
purview.
But it's not your purview anyways. But
I'm into what I have to
think
do,
that you'll
CMAC.
be happy to see at our next meeting what we proposed.
Okay.
Yeah, my
It's
apologies,
it's
Mac, it is important for you to say that
yes.
stuff.
Yeah, no, that actually,
Right.
the thing about
Yeah,
the
and
depth
maybe
of
if
the
we could
buildings
have
is
said that
great.
before we voted, it would make a world of difference.
Yes.
I just,
That's what I wanted to do.
I know, I'm just saying, I would have been more comfortable with that, and I'm just stating that. Can we see the rendering?
Sure.
Sure.
Do you have
I got it.
one?
Yeah, hold on a second. But I'll let you have her take everybody through it.
Well, we're down to 4 minutes, I hope you know that. We have a lot of people waiting. You're going to come back, but it's nice to just show some of it. Sage, do you think we could?
It's going to be
Thank
a
you.
brick building, 2 stories.
Yeah.
The ground level retail, upper level 3 offices. This is the facade facing Job's Lane and facing basically the grounds of the Southampton Art Center across the street. The storefronts are all, the entrances are recessed within steps going up to the ground level of the retail stores. And the building in the back, by the way, this is the walkway that we were talking about, connecting the Job's Lane to the parking in the back.
Very romantic.
And
We have nothing like that.
And this is the rear elevation. We are actually spending quite an effort to make the rear of it another front. I feel this primarily is the office entrances going to the second floor. So it's cared for just as much as the front of the building. I'll go through all sorts of details in the next meeting with you.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I thought it worked out well. Thank you both.
And the height looks much different than last time.
Correct. We've worked out
The height
too.
was a big problem last time.
It was a big,
Oh, that's good stuff.
yeah, it looked like, yeah,
Okay.
it didn't look good.
Thank you
Great.
so much.
Okay,
Thank
see you,
you.
see you
Thank
another
you.
time. Thank you for coming. All right, moving on.
Thank you, folks.
Soji Culver LLC, 60 Culver Street, to construct a 2-story single-family residence.
And let the record reflect we have affidavits in order.
Oh, yeah, I always forget to
Thank
ask
you.
that.
Thank you.
Which is bad.
Pleasure.
I know.
Good evening. Lori Fontana, McDonough and Conroy Architect, representing 60 Culver LLC. On this property, which is a flag lot.
Yeah, most of us, I think, remember this because of the demo, right?
I don't think the demo has happened yet, but yeah.
It's in an unusual place, I thought.
Yeah. So 60 Culver is a 20,060.34 square foot lot, which is 0.46 acres. Without the flag portion, that is 16,419.85. That allows us to build a 3,141.98 square foot house. We're, excuse me, we are proposing a 2-story single-family residence of 3,096 square feet. With a small 15 by 9 wide, 5-foot deep rear primary terrace. The proposed roof height is 29.5 feet high. We're also proposing a detached 16 by 15 covered pergola area with a 44 square foot powder room with a outdoor shower. The proposed home features the classic gable roof that runs horizontally across the structure. The roof steps back on the right to lower the gable. Additionally, the reverse gable on the front left side integrates gives a focal point, and attached next to that is a small shed roof for the covered porch. This is considered a traditional shingle-style house in design and is very much in keeping with what is in that neighborhood as well. We're proposing Cedar Perfection shingles, left natural, 5.5-inch exposure, traditional. The trim and the fascias are all white. Double hung windows, 4/1. We're proposing a lot coverage of 2,982, which is much less than the existing, which was 4,221.4. We're proposing green space of 52.6, which is more than what is existing, which is 47.2. In anticipation, we are recessing the pool equipment in a 3-foot well to reduce sound transmission. We've provided a comprehensive landscape plan that's in your packet. We're also proposing an HVA system that has a 52 dBA sound sound pressure, which is lower than the standard of 70. Our outdoor lights are under the front patio. They're hi-hats.
So they're recessed?
They're recessed.
Okay.
The brick for the small chimney is as shown. It's a whitewashed light red brick, which is pretty traditional out here. In anticipation, I took the liberty of creating a streetscape so you could see that the house we're proposing is very much in character with what is on that street. And we are 147 feet from actual Culver Street in the property. The house will be sited exactly the same direction as the original house. We believe the design enhances the area and the historic district, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions
Thank
you may
you.
have.
And you got the affidavits on this? Did you-
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. The affidavits of mailing and posting
Okay,
were
great, thank
received.
you.
Thank you.
Board members, as Mark McIntyre would say, when we've lost Nina, what do you think? What, you got her back?
No, she's there. She got
Oh, she's in there? Okay.
she's in there.
So these are just the neighbors.
You have a copy of each individual renderings.
Enclosure?
That basement access
Ask
for
her
that.
about it.
Can you tell me a little bit about this lower level courtyard? Or it looks rather large, your basement access.
Is that the pool equipment?
Well, the pool, one part of it, here, let me get the survey for you.
It has like a white fencing around it, correct?
Yeah, so
That's the pool equipment in there too.
there's pool equipment that's here.
That-
And then this is the area well. It's simply stepped back. I have had it approved by the building department. It's slightly stepped back so that there's more light going into the basement, so it's,
It's way back.
Yeah, well, no, I was more.
Having
just
gone back
curious.
there,
Yeah.
I was amazed that place
Yeah.
was back there.
And what about any sight line, views from that second floor?
I don't
back
think-
there. I don't know. what
There's nothing to
backs
see.
behind them.
Yeah.
it's a very small rear patio.
All right.
What is the size of the patio?
It's 15 feet 9 wide by 5 feet deep, so it's enough for a
And it has door
chair.
access?
I'm sorry?
It has an access door to get out? Or it's just
Is it decorative, or
The
can you
second
actually
floor
use
The
it?
second floor deck, it's out of the primary
Right,
terrace.
okay, that's what
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sorry.
asking.
In there's, I had a
I
big,
don't really have.
I don't care
objections.
about
Yeah.
that. We had that with the,
I don't have any
synagogue,
objections.
where
I wanted to ask about the size of the parking area. It seems to be bigger than the imprint of the driveway, and maybe that's just the way the rendering looks, but it looks like you could put 4 cars
No,
in that one.
the rendering, no,
crazy.
it doesn't depict the actual. Please refer to the landscape and the survey for that.
Yeah, it just seems like it's just bigger than the house.
You're 100% right.
I don't really have any objections. And I know the last time you were here, you had to come back like 50 times, right? I do remember.
Well, I tried to prepare for that this
Oh, good.
time.
Yes, you did. You did.
And getting you the streetscapes and everything else.
Right.
I actually think you did a pretty nice job to make it harmonious to the neighborhood, which no one in the neighborhood would ever know where it was, which was really going the distance. So, and it's simple and plain. It's fine with me.
Me too.
Jane?
I'm fine with it.
Nina?
Yo, Nina.
I'm good. My only comment would be to consider maybe as a more traditional gray cedar siding.
A more traditional what?
Well-
Gray cedar siding.
Oh, instead of the natural?
Yeah.
It's natural, it's going to turn though, right?
It's going to turn gray.
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna turn gray.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it is like, if you were in Vermont, hidden in the woods, its location.
It's
So
147 feet
it's
off
not a
the
general
main
eyesore.
street.
Okay,
All right.
so I move.
Public comment?
Oh, public comment. Oh, someone's coming? Are you coming, sir?
Oh, no.
So sorry. How about online? So I make a motion that we accept
So
the
this one, is that also a COA? So we're going to close
because
the
it's in,
historic
it's on Culver.
district? Yes.
Okay, close the record
And move to written
and
decision.
move to written decision for 60 Culver Street, Shoji Culver LLC. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor? Do we have a vote?
Yeah.
Aye. Okay, we're good.
Thank you very much.
That was
Thank
quick.
you.
Well done. Next, First Neck Lane Trust, 300 First Neck Lane, for the demolition of accessory structure and to construct 2 additional accessory structures. Oh, we're champing
I was
at the
getting ready.
bit there, sir.
Hi, John Tarbett from Tarbett Lester in East Hampton.
Thank you, and we've received affidavits as well. They are in order.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also with me is Neil Stefano. He's by Zoom though, so he's a project architect.
Okay,
Great.
Sage says yes.
So there's an existing garage. It's this one, right?
Yes, it's like
Okay.
Edward R. Murrow, it literally is.
Very
Okay.
fancy. So there's an existing garage at this property that was built in approximately 2010, and they want to tear that existing garage down. That's the first question. That's the first ask. So we want a demolition permit for that. And then they're proposing 2 new garages that would be side by side, and we're
And
that's
that are
also
to
been.
the forward? I know
They're,
this
yeah,
house.
they're
But there's no place,
It's on the water, so.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, so it's approximately 800 feet from the street.
I guess you know this.
Yeah, you can't see it, there's a gate.
Yeah.
I tried to go to the property, I couldn't even see the property.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah,
Margarito?
I the one time I was there, someone let me in, so I didn't realize it was a gate.
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, okay, good, I'm glad to hear that.
But yeah, so it's tearing down the existing garage and building 2 new garages. The project architect is here. He'll be happy to answer any
Okay,
questions.
so should we go to him?
Yep.
What's his name?
Neil Stefano. There he is.
Hi, good evening. So my name is Neil Stefano. I'm the project architect for NJ Kane Architecture here for 300 First Neck. And what I'd like to do is, I think we're sharing our screen. So we will, I apologize. And I'll start with the site plan. So just to give you some orientation as to what we are proposing. Let's see if I can- So if you look at the center upper left, you'll see the location of the new proposed Garage 1 and Garage 2. They are connected by a breezeway. Each of the garages total the appropriate 800 square foot for garage accessory structure. The existing garage It has a imprint of 90 degrees on top of garage 2. If you can see that dotted black line there. We are using the waterfront. This is a flag lot, so we're using the waterfront as the front yard. So these accessory structures will just fly with code to have them in the rear yard. The garages are approximately 800 feet from the drive, rather from the First Neck lane and roadway. And go to the next screen. I'll show you a rendering of what is proposed.
Could I just ask, as long
Sure.
as, who are you changing the orientation in terms of the front yard of this house in order to
No.
accommodate
No.
the garages?
No, so the house is not being touched in any way.
I hear that, but there's like a lot,
There's a garage there now, so these are going in place of the existing garage.
but that's
Yeah,
not
correct.
in the at the place of the existing garage,
That's
sort of,
correct.
kind of.
Yeah, they're taking up more room than the existing garage, but
So what do you think of that?
Well, I think what I would want to confirm with the building inspector is the placement and the yard designation. This is a landlocked
Well,
piece.
theoretically, they looked at it,
Yes.
Okay.
And I know there was discussion, maybe you could fill the board up to speed about that.
Did you have a discussion with the building department regarding this placement?
we have, and I don't want to speak for the building department, so if I get this wrong, you can't hold it
That's
against
all
me.
right, but for our purposes.
But for our purposes, because it's a flag and it's on the water, we thought we could use the water as the front yard.
And what did they say?
We thought they agreed with us. That's the.
All right.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I don't wanna-
Continue.
I'll confirm that with
Yeah,
you.
we'll
Okay.
confirm that. If not, we would need a variance, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, we don't want to go all the way down the path to doing it and then find out, oh, whoops. So, okay,
Yep.
continue.
Thank you. So in any event, so we were anticipating having this garage structure with the water as the front yard. By that kind of logic, we kind of meet all of the aspects of the code itself. Can you show that? So the rendering that you see in front of you is the proposed garage. There is no foundation, there's no heat. It is a 6-car garage. The 2 individual garage structures, as I said, are 800 square feet. What was very important to us was that the aesthetics of the proposed garage matched in kind to what is currently there on the house. So the existing home, which we can show you a rendering in a moment, has the same cedar type roof. The shingles are painted shingles on the exterior. Frankly, the only difference is that we're going to be doing white aluminum clad wood windows where the house has white painted wood windows. The only reason that we're considering doing the aluminum clad is durability and life cycle at that point. The sconces on the exterior of the house shown for the rendering. There's 1 on the side and 4 facing the garage doors. And the thought process about covering the breezeway between the 2 garage structures is that there is a datum line and cohesiveness to these structures. So it doesn't seem that we're pockmarking the property with individual structures, more that it's being handled a little bit more delicately. Go to the next page. So that's the existing house, just to show you the what the existing home looks like and how that garage relates to the existing home. It was important overall to ensure that anyone that comes to the property views this house and this garage, that it was built at one time. That not that it was an addition, not that it was kind of thrown together. The materials were really thoughtfully put together. And the drive there that you see is an existing drive, but as it wraps around, you go to the first one that we can show them. I'll show you the site plan. The drive itself, at the upper left-hand corner, you can see we modified it a little bit just to allow the turning radius to get into the same pebble drive parking area in front of the garage. So we're not changing the main driveway in any real shape or form except for that curve and that turning radius. The material that is currently on the drive, which is more like a pebble or pea gravel, is the same material that will be going there. And one thing to note is that we're removing a basketball court that's between the main house, or really the pool structures, and the new proposed garage or the existing garage. And it's really just becoming a parking area. why I point that out is just even from the air, when you see that the house is becoming a little bit more softer, it's more permeable, which I think you will like, and it's just more cohesive as a thoughtful plan. Last page. I'll show you one last. That just gives you the overall outline of the existing, rather the proposed garage and what we're looking at in regards to the slope of roof. And think it's somewhat successful.
Thank you. Board members?
The windows on the side are the ones that are aluminum or in the door?
No, just the windows are all wood, but they're aluminum clad. So again, that's just for durability standpoint, so that they are just, you're by the water, and we want to make sure that they do not rot out, and we have the opportunity to do that.
Okay.
So all of the windows are cohesively aluminum clad wood windows.
And your sconces in the front are dark sky compliant?
Yeah, there's a big,
I believe they are, yes.
there, somewhere in here is the whole schema, I believe, of the bulb,
I can answer that as far as.
right? Didn't you give us this stuff?
Yes, it's in here.
Yeah,
we
it's
had
in
a,
here.
we had a cut sheets. And
It's all
Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Urban Electric Company that we're using, and John, I'm fairly certain of.
It's
I
also
think they are as
under
well,
an
but I don't have
overhang.
them in front of me.
Well, we
They
have
would
to
have
ask.
They would have to be.
Yeah, we have to ask.
They have to be,
acknowledge
you're
now
right,
they
you're
are.
right.
Yep,
They are.
Okay, great.
yep.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak about this application? Anybody on your screen, Sage? No interest in these garages? Okay, how about board members?
It's fine with me.
It's fine with me, too.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm fine with it. Nina, are you there?
Yeah, all good, yep.
Okay, so this requires,
We're in historic as well, Alex.
yeah.
Yep, and if you'd like, I can confirm the setback question with the building inspector. The last correspondence I saw references the ZBA. I just want to make sure there hasn't been anything
There is a
that.
whole ZBA thing in here that had to do when Michael Evans owned it.
Right.
I understand this, because there's other, there's another house forward.
Right. So what the board could do is keep the hearing open and adjourn this to the next meeting, and we can ask council to prepare a written decision, and in the meantime, we'll research the setback question.
All right.
Motion to continue the public hearing
Yeah,
to the
if
next
that
meeting.
sounds
That
reasonable.
sounds fair.
But let's say why, to
To verify zoning setbacks.
the zoning setbacks. And then our next meeting, which would be the 28th?
Yes.
Could we approve it with the
Oh,
understanding
could we
that
approve it,
there-
or
that it is
move
in
it
order?
on?
Well, we don't have a written decision prepared.
Got
So,
it, so
but
it
at the
doesn't matter.
28th meeting, assuming that the setbacks are okay, you could close the hearing and adopt the decision at
Right
that
then
meeting.
and there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you word that? I'm
Yeah.
not good at this.
Motion to continue the public hearing for the application of First Neck Lane Trust at 300 First Neck Lane, to continue the public hearing with respect to review the variances and other related issues for this application.
Setbacks.
So we have a motion.
Motion to
So
To-
moved.
adjourn until our next meeting?
Correct. And do we have a
You have
second?
to make it. Hello?
Second?
I have to make a motion?
Yes, you
No,
should.
no, you're available in the.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a second to the motion?
Second? Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
okay, great. Now we have to
And
vote.
all in favor?
Aye,
A vote?
aye, aye. Okay,
Nina?
Okay.
great, see you then.
Thank you.
Adjourn. Thank you.
I didn't realize until right now what it was.
Oh, sorry.
Next. Oh. Ally Chamson, 344 Hill Street, to amend a certificate of appropriateness to modify plans of approved decision. So this was just the materials,
Right,
isn't that
yeah.
right?
No, I think they're
so.
changing a window, too.
Oh,
I think they're here to.
is there
present.
anyone here? Come on. Is there anyone on Zoom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I like to get these cleared out. if we
Change
can.
signage.
And
So-
before we kick off, I have affidavits
Oh,
received
good.
in order.
So smart of you to remember that. We can see you now, Nina.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi there.
Your name,
Hi.
please? Oh. Can you see us?
This was for 344 Hill Street?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's some revisions to an approved plan, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. Can I present or?
You just have to talk us through it a bit, because
We've been
And-
introduced
it's
to
not
I'm
our,
gonna-
it's
I'm
not
gonna
our
present.
building.
And introduce yourself, please. for the
Yes.
Sure, no problem. Anthony Portillo, I'm the architect. 10200 Mattatuck, New York, 11952. So we were approved and we wanted to make some minor changes to the front facade. So essentially this window here, with our approval was a single
Anthony, we
window.
can't see what
We
the
can't
plans
see.
are
Are
showing.
you sharing the screen?
Oh, hold on.
We may be looking at your other
It's an
monitor.
amazing word, but everyone here
I'm
seems to
sorry.
really like it. But,
Oh,
oh, it's amazing, your screensaver. But we
Yeah.
need to see the plans.
I let it do what it wants. Sorry about that.
There we go.
So the original approval on the front here was for this single window. And we're proposing to make it a double window. I actually think it balances it nicely with the double window on this side. So that's one of the changes. The other change was putting a overhang on the side entry. And going back again, that wasn't proposed originally. And I can show you the elevation on the side there. Second. So we're proposing just a simple sort of gable. This will be trimmed with the PVC trim, which is approved for for the house, and then just brackets that will be white, painted white. No columns, just a covering over that door that was existing. Those are the two
Okay.
changes.
This is the front, that was the change, from this
Do you like,
to this, that's.
I'm not sure
okay.
we like the things sticking out when we're looking at it.
No,
I'm actually not on board with the overhang.
yeah.
Because the presenting face of the building was very clean until you did that. And you have so little decorative additions that I think it is not harmonious with the original application. That's,
Could I propose this to be similar to this with a hip over the,
it's just,
is it the projection of it?
yes,
Yes.
sir.
So this projection here?
Yeah, don't you
Mm.
catch our drift here? I really do think it,
Yeah, I mean, again,
It's
this is really,
obtrusive.
it's more for that, because that side door enters into
It just-
the mud area.
to me, it's sort of, it takes down the whole thing. I couldn't vote for that.
Yeah,
But
the windows are fine.
the windows are fine. Can you live, so now what do we do? Because well, you could just,
Is there any type of?
How far over is the
overhang that
overhang?
would be-
I'm curious how many
6
feet it is.
it's 6 by 4.
What's the projection on it?
Yes, please.
Sure. It's just over the landing, but it's 3.5 feet. Let me just look real quick. Let's see.
No, yeah.
Front, it looks so much better now.
It's tiny.
I understand that, yeah.
I believe it's 3.5 feet. It's just over this stoop area. Again, I mean, it just maybe in the drawing comes two-dimensional. This thing is pretty far off the corner. It's approximately, 20 feet off the corner of the house. So it isn't really.
It
It
is,
isn't seen. I mean, maybe a piece of landscaping or something to. Because
we
again,
don't-
this is more just for protection.
I
Yeah.
understand that, but I
Right.
do think, I can't approve it that way. I'm going to vote no for it if that's still there.
Mm. and no consideration on maybe a different design, like a hip.
Because
to
it's
follow
the
front?
actual concept of it sticking out from your perfect little building
Sure,
is the problem. If it were
understood.
in the back or, you know, it just isn't. What's in the back? You can put it in the back?
Sliding glass doors.
Maybe you can rethink this a little.
Yeah, I mean, this is existing that and the door, I mean, we're replacing the door, but it's an existing opening that enters into like a mudroom that goes into the kitchen. So basically it's just, again, protection for snow, et cetera. I mean, I was just wondering if maybe we did a hip, I don't know if you can see my cursor there.
Yeah, it's still the same for me problem.
Hmm.
And Kathy agrees.
Yeah.
So what do you, if we take a vote, I think you might go down with your changes, so.
Well, I mean,
What
I
would
don't
you
wanna
like to
lose
do?
Does the board have comments
We
on the
wanna do
window?
two
Oh, you just-
windows.
Window's fine.
The windows, we have no argument with. I think it
Nina,
looks,
what's your take on this?
yeah.
I agree that it's, the proportions of the main facade would be so much more elegant without that side projection.
Yeah.
Are there any comments from the public? Yes? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Please state your name. Oh, it's Rob Coburn. Of course it is. Hi, Rob. We can see you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, but you have to say your name for the record.
Of course, I'm Rob Coburn. I live at 345 Hill Street. Not only do I face the house, I'm looking at it right now. And I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, I really appreciate what this homeowner has done in their process with you to take what has been a somewhat nondescript Cape house and give it some additional detailing, which I think will be beneficial to the neighborhood. I certainly don't have any problems with the windows, and I'm a contrarian here. I actually think this shed roof or gabled roof will be a detail that it's what happened to houses like this in the past, is that covers were added, and I, as a person who will look at this more than anyone else, I don't think it's an obtrusion. I think if it's done respectfully in the right proportions, it could actually not only be neutral, I think it could be something attractive to look at, and something that would have been added on to houses like this in the past. So I'm in favor of it, and I just want to say I appreciate what the owner and the architect have done to date on this project.
Well, I actually think your argument is a good one, Rob. So I'd
Well,
be
thank
willing
you.
to reconsider.
Thank you, Rob.
Can I also just say that I want to say I think it's absolutely amazing and great that there is a panel made entirely of women looking at things for the village. I think it's, you guys are
It's
doing
a
a great
fluke.
job.
It's a
I know
fluke.
it's off topic, but I'm so happy to be just observing this meeting. It really honestly.
Well, women, the dutiful woman, that's what you're looking at. They need 3. Here we are. All right, what about this?
Anyway, that's my
What do you
comment.
think,
I would be in favor.
Jane?
of
I don't have
anything
a
that
problem
we
with it
propose.
because it's over a mudroom and I think it's functional and I don't.
I thought, the accretion, because if you drive down, I mean, this isn't a farmhouse, but people did once the pigs and the cows were out of the first floor, they did add on to their house.
And also the driveway is on that side.
The driveway's on that side.
So
If
you're
it
not
had
really going to
walls-
be using that front door is really not.
Well, that's their problem.
I know, but I'm
Tell
just
that to
saying,
the
I'm just saying,
public.
so I actually don't. I don't-
Okay,
I
I'm
don't have
willing
a-
to
okay.
change. I thought for me at least, Rod's argument was a good one, and I'm willing to agree to it.
Right, okay,
All right.
Me too, that's fine.
fine, whatever.
Okay, great.
So-
Okay, great.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public
Is this
hearing
written decision?
And to
too?
put on for written decision, yes.
for written decision of, is this Tamsin? I'm looking.
I can help.
Okay.
Make a motion to close the public hearing, to amend the certificate of appropriateness to modify plans of an approved decision for the application by Ally Tamsin at 344 Hill Street motion to close the public hearing and to prepare a written resolution for council for the next meeting.
Okay, I propose that.
Proposed.
So moved. Okay, is there a second? Yes.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Nina? Aye?
Aye.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, board. Have a great
Mo-
evening.
I
motion
thought that was a
passes.
good
Thank you.
example of us doing our job and being flexible. Very proud of us.
Thank
I
you.
am.
No, it's true.
Well, and thank you, Rob. I thought that was.
Yeah, Rob, he
Yeah.
had a good argument. He was
Good
right. I
point.
think
Thank
he's
you.
right.
Yeah.
We
He
didn't-
is right.
Okay, great.
Appreciate you.
So
Take
good
care.
luck with your
Thank you.
project, sir.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
How's that? Okay, you're friendly. Next,
Okay. 321 North Sea Road.
321 North Sea Road. Yep. Hi.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Sit down, so you have to really talk into the microphone,
Yes, I
sir,
will.
okay?
Jay Andriassi, Kurt
Oh.
Andriassi, hi, representing Tom Miner, Southampton Tire. I would like to just give you folks some paint shots.
Thank you.
So did you pick out one? Good.
Yes,
Okay.
picked out two, actually.
Oh, I see the road on this.
So, as you folks know, we were in here with a ultra-traditional design originally. And we were asked to take a look at some of the commercial buildings within our village to see if this building could conform more with a commercial-style building, which it has been all these years. Bring it up to some good requirements, and that's what we tried to do here. This obviously is the first time you're seeing this. And what you see on the east and north elevation is the front of the building, which is, that's where that lower section would be the waiting area and prep area for clients and customers. And the upper section will be attic and mechanical space. I want to point out, I know there was a remark when I checked the notes from the last meeting, that there was some concern about the second floor. And I want to point out that most of our commercial-style buildings, as you drive around the village, do have second floors. This second floor is very important to the owners because they don't have a basement.
Okay.
The entire building is either service area or warehouse. So it's important to have something upstairs for mechanical purposes, air conditioning devices, air handlers, electrical equipment to satisfy the area below, as well as the service area, as you see to the right on the east elevation. What we tried to do is, originally, we had stucco building considered. We have existing brick we were going to leave and just paint. The owner, I actually took the owner to Southampton Town Ambulance, which we designed and just completed, and he liked the fact that that we had horizontal siding on that building instead of just stucco and brick. But we used, as you can see below the windows, in this area here, we used a brick, and that brick would be a tone to match the rest of the siding, which, as you can see in the color chart, is that's the light mist, so it's a very light gray.
The brick is the gray?
The brick, yes, is a light gray, yes.
Everything is going to be that color? Is that what you're saying?
No, just
the
the
brick?
siding,
Oh, the siding?
just the siding. Let me just check that.
Is that brick existing, or you're adding that?
We're gonna be adding that,
Okay.
yeah. Some of the building has brick, and some of it has stucco, so we want to keep it pretty much
Okay,
the same,
okay.
okay? The, as you can see, the trim is the darker color, which is the pearl gray. What's shown here on the elevations, that's actually darker than what you
Yeah.
see. That's, it just doesn't come out well when you repro it. But yeah, I mean, the owner wasn't sure about this design because originally when he bought the building not too long ago, he thought that everyone would want it to look like McDonald's. So that was our first round. You folks didn't seem to like that. We weren't crazy about it either. So we came back with this, and he bought into this. He likes it. As long as he could have the siding to soften up the building a little bit, this would be a hardy plank siding, 5.5 to 6 inches to the weather exposure, and I mean, it's going to make a big difference, we think, based on what you've seen over the years.
Well, you know, I secretly love what I've seen over the years. I love Southampton Tire, but that's okay. You have a right to make it different. I'm worried that the gray is going to be dreary, but I don't know what to say about that, other than that.
Well, most of our buildings, most of our commercial buildings are white. A lot of them
Yeah,
are
no
white.
kidding.
Why can't they be
That's why we
white?
like
And-
them.
With white.
We just thought,
I know,
especially,
Well, you thought McDonald's to begin with, which was not a good idea.
wasn't working.
So
Wells
this is-
Fargo, the new Wells Fargo
It's
is
gray,
gray,
it's
and
terrible.
it is. It's
Yeah.
just like, I think
Did
it's
you look, you should go
Okay.
look at that.
Yeah.
I think what you have to see here, and if you like it, I mean, I'll bring in a rendering, but it's such a light gray.
I
It's
don't
not-
actually, you know, that's like taking the paint home in your bedroom and putting it on the wall, and it's 6 shades darker. These
Mm-hmm.
look fairly dark to me.
And what is the wood? Is it real wood or is it PVC?
No, it's a
Plastic.
cementitious board.
Yeah.
It's a hardy plank, a concrete material.
Oh, it's concrete.
It's a commercial
And you're
siding.
concrete and you're gonna paint it gray.
Yes.
We can't just leave it concrete?
It actually, I can
No.
order it in the
Can we
color.
leave it
If
concrete?
you look at that brochure I gave you, you can actually order it that
Why
color.
do we need siding at all?
Yeah. I would like the stucco better.
Me too. This is a no for me. Flat roof is better, but the rest is a big no.
So
Okay.
the siding is a no? You'd
Yeah.
prefer stucco?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
How about the brick at the lower,
I could live
I
with
could
the
live
brick.
with that.
And don't
bricks.
paint it gray.
Don't paint it gray.
Don't-
everything white?
Yeah.
Can I do the
Or the
trim, can I
gray,
do the trim
the
gray?
brick could
You
be
could do the
natural.
trim and-
I can do the trim
You
gray.
could do the trim and gray,
The
but
brick could be natural.
that's
The
all
brick doesn't
right.
have to be gray, right? It could be like red brick.
Sir,
Stick with
honestly,
those white
take a
buildings.
picture of, this
Yeah.
is, you know, we approve this. Take a picture of the building to the left when you face it of CVS that is painted gray, that is brick. And I find it to be not a particularly something that was turned out that well. It
Okay,
has
so-
a kind of, it's not cleanly commercial. It's like dreary. Maybe it's the color gray, but it's less than satisfactory.
Is anyone familiar with the new ambulance headquarters?
Sure.
In North Sea?
Oh, no.
Yeah, to
town
me, it
building.
looks kind of like it just dropped from the sky. It looks so new and sort of,
Oh, I've gone past there.
So that has the horizontal siding.
yeah,
but
it's not something I care for.
The color combination, you okay with that? It's white,
Um,
it's white siding, gray trim, or actually, the ambulance blue that they use is on the trim, and the lower brick is a white.
Let me
face
drive
brick.
past it again.
We're going to
'cause
go drive past
I
it.
wasn't paying attention to
Let's
the
take a
color. It just
picture of
looked
it.
like it
Let's
just
do
fell
it.
out of the sky because,
But how about the building, I think the flat roof, I think that part is all.
yeah, the flat roof is much better.
Much more
Much
successful.
improved.
Okay.
Because, you know, I think we felt that there was some honesty to the building. And that ginormous warehouse is the most amazing thing I've ever seen tucked back there. It's really incredible. So, but
Could I-
I don't want to, I'm worried that the gray it's a kind of dreary thing and sort of artificial. Just on your way out of here, look at CVS, right to the
Oh,
left.
I have pictures of every commercial
Oh,
building.
okay, well, go ahead. Look at that. It
Let
was
me
just
ask you,
redone.
let me ask you, you know, your points are well taken. If the building were white,
Yeah,
if we changed the siding to stucco,
yeah,
if we went with I'm not gonna agree to red brick, but if we went with a brick,
yeah.
a whitish color brick,
Or
and we
paint it.
did the
You
trim.
could paint the
or
brick.
paint it,
Yeah,
Paint it.
right.
yeah.
We're not telling you
And
not
we
to
do
do
the
it.
trim with a medium to light gray. Would you approve this?
Light gray we would.
Light gray you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nina? What are you
Yeah,
thinking?
I think for sure that sounds good, the white stucco. I think reminiscent of the original market, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Southampton
tire.
Tire, but it's the same
same
idea.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Because
stucco,
we like,
yeah.
we
Maybe
were-
like the Arctic white or something would be a,
That's white. That's good. Okay, so now what do you want? You want to just change it and get an approval? Is that what you're looking for?
I would love to get an approval tonight because
But
we
we'd
want to go
have
to
to,
work.
well, is this written on any plans, these colors and stuff?
Yes, well, it says yes.
But the materials too? I don't know.
It says hardy plank siding. It has pearl gray on the,
I don't think we can do it. It's too many changes in your plans.
It's up to the board. If you'd like to adjourn it to the next meeting, we can distribute those changes. If you
I
feel
think it's
comfortable.
just two things, it's the siding and the color.
Yeah, if you feel comfortable approving it subject to those changes, those plans will get
Okay.
delivered to the building department and the chairwoman will sign
How are
them.
you feeling about that over there, council?
I mean,
We
it's,
have done that. They have to bring the plans.
we,
and
we
all
can
that.
approve it subject to those changes.
All
and
right.
We can this is a public hearing.
What
so
I've
we
done in
can-
the past also is I've noted it and signed off on it, and we've
Right.
approved that.
But you're not the architect.
I'm representing the owner. I'm the owner's agent.
Oh, okay. I think I think you need to have someone actually, like, change some of the stuff on the plans and bring it to the building department, but I would be willing to allow for it to be approved contingent on those two changes.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the
Wait,
brick,
is-
the brick painted white, the
Yes.
stucco white, correct? Just
Yes.
so we know what the changes are. And the window, and the trim color?
Some gray.
Trim
Probably,
color,
you know,
Light gray.
light
Light
gray,
gray.
which if you look at this,
The light mist?
the light mist is very light
Okay.
gray.
Light
that's
mist.
fine.
That's fine.
We like it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
Motion
to.
Motion to close
To-
the public hearing
Right.
and to,
give to the public?
Do we
to,
ask
Do
the
we ask for
public?
public comment?
Hello?
yes, sorry, are any members of the public or any members online willing to submit
Why?
comments to this public hearing before we close?
Anybody online? Nobody wants to tell them what to do, I don't think, do they?
Right.
No? All right,
Okay.
Motion to, so we'll make a,
motion to
we'll-
close the application,
close the public hearing.
the public hearing, and to approve the application of
321 North Sea.
321 North Sea Road under the condition that the materials materials and paint be changed. And then what was it exactly? Light
Stucco.
stucco, white paint, and paint,
White brick.
white brick, and trim painted,
Pearl gray.
Light mist.
Light mist.
I'm
Light
sorry,
mist.
light
mist.
Light mist.
is that good?
So moved.
Great.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Oh, Susan, you can't second your own motion.
oh, I didn't make.
I think
oh,
Yeah, you
we
Kathy
did.
did.
seconded.
Motion,
All right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Great.
Okay.
Motion
Aye.
So
passes.
if you can bring those changes to the building department, we'll have the chairperson sign them.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we love Southampton Tire. It's really a part of our
We all do.
community.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's true. You got a flat tire, what do you do? All right, next. Block Family Cooper's Farm Road Trust, 150 Cooper's Farm Road, to construct a two-story single-family residence. We saw this at the last meeting, correct?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay, okay.
Is somebody presenting this application with you?
No, I'm just raising my hand to present.
There we go.
to share
Oh,
my
you,
screen.
so she's
Yes.
online?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I know you brought different, you've changed the plans a bit.
Yes, good evening. Brianna Armstrong here representing this project. So in the last time that we were here, the comments were that the porches seemed a bit too austere, a little bit too commercial. There was also comment about the amount of light, just the amount of glazing that was at the front porch being just too much. There was also a comment about the chimney material, which was previously noted as stucco. And we did not have our landscape plan ready for the last submission, so we have submitted that with this kind of second visit, and comment that there was too much driveway space in the first rendition of the site plan. So we have also tried to address that. So in looking, the plans have not changed on the building, it's really just the character of the porches. So if we look at this elevation here, the front elevation, what we have done is we have added detailing, sorry,
And that's strictly a decorative,
Metal,
no, I'm just talking about the,
that's what that is
the
now.
terrace though, it's not,
Oh, can you go out on it?
yeah.
There's no, that's a standing seam metal roof.
Okay, okay,
So it's,
okay.
it's.
Oh, so it just looks like you,
It-
I had
Yeah,
the
so
same
it
problem.
might look like it's,
Okay, okay.
that's
I
just
had-
the
I did
standing
the same
seam.
thing.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
we've done, oops.
Because
sorry,
there is a
guys.
terrace there now, but it's not, it's not, you can't get to it. But there's
So-
a decorative terrace there
There-
on that
there's an-
existing house.
Oh, yes, correct.
Yeah, that's why I
correct.
just,
But that's not what this is, right? This
But,
is just
correct, this
a
is
roof
the
over
new
por-
design, so at the.
overhang of
At the front
door.
porch, we've actually increased the pitch of that front porch to make that roof a little bit more prominent, because there was a comment in the previous meeting that it looked too flat and again, too commercial. So we
Wasn't it a
have,
different shape though than the previous?
this is the front, there's front porch and back porch. So the front porch really stayed the same
Oh,
same
okay.
shape. We've just lifted the pitch so that, you know, it doesn't seem flat. We've added column capitals and bases to address the comment about the amount of glazing underneath the front porch. We have raised the sills of these two windows flanking the front door 2 feet so that it doesn't look like you can just walk right in. And we've added a panel to the, we've raised the sills
Okay.
of those windows, made them smaller, made the door smaller, and added a panel at the front porch. At the back,
but you added another window though, right?
no.
From here, it looks like there's 3 windows above, and now it looks like,
That's
4.
That's the back. That first rendering was the front, and that second image is the back. So here, this is the front here, which is still the 3 windows.
This is the front.
right here, well, it looks like that's a 4th window. It's not,
So
That's
I'll
not-
go to the back in a second, because the back always had 4 windows at the back.
okay.
So
Okay.
so the front.
Oh, yeah, but this is the front or the back? This is the front.
Okay, so it still has 3.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right, I'm looking at the back right here, which,
In the revised, the front and back look much more similar. So if I move to the back elevation, here,
Right.
the comments at this elevation, before we were showing a, just trying to get down there. Before, we had a much more modern back porch that had a flat roof on it, and it had more of a box-like appearance.
I'm
So,
missing page 300, that's why.
so now we
I don't have
have,
300, I'm on 301, I don't have 300.
So this is this.
Yeah.
And what, could you just, so originally the chimney was stucco?
correct, and now we're suggesting that it would be a stone, like a gray, kind of bluish gray kind of stone that would be like rectilinear stacked stone.
Like Saranac Lake type?
I can probably provide
Isn't
some
that
pictures. It's
style?
not
Yeah.
exactly sure.
That's not really a material that we use. I can think of one house that we do that with.
Okay. Just the stone, the
Yeah,
stone.
if you draw, it just really is not part of
Okay.
our inventory here, I would say. But, and it's not, oh, it says stone chimney, but it doesn't show. So it's
Materials, yeah.
it's like stones
can't
that stick
guess.
out
You
like.
have to
Yeah,
show
I
us.
can
You
provide
need-
you some
Okay.
some images.
I don't think that's particularly
Right.
conducive to a yes. How's that?
Um,
I think you have to, we usually have brick chimneys in this village, would you
Yeah.
say?
Yes.
Okay,
we were trying to kind of, we have bluestone at the porches on the horizontal surfaces, so we were trying to pick that material up in a in color and being a little bit more gray in the chimney. At the back porch, this porch is now a shed porch with a metal roof. Before it was a flat roof We have added the same type of column details that were present on the front so that it really feels more in keeping with front to back. And though in shadow, you can see that now this is the profile from White Street that you would see with the garage door and this shed roof here being a bit more traditional. So that's kind of the changes to the actual house. We also submitted a landscape plan, which was not part of our submission previously. So this submission, we still have 2 drives or parking areas. We have reduced the amount of paving on the site between these 2 driveways by 250 square feet compared to what was shown previously. We also took into consideration, there was some comments that it felt too austere prior to showing the landscaping. So what you can see in this plan is that we are proposing crepe myrtles to kind of give another layer of green between the home and the street. Around this motor court, there would be lush plantings. And then from the White Street side, we are proposing a 6-foot hedge that would kind of keep to this line right here that would help to
Isn't there already an
obscure-
existing hedge there?
There's an existing hedge, correct, at the street that we were maintaining, but
Right.
right here, if you can
Oh,
see
I
my
see,
cursor, that would be a 6-foot hedge just to
Okay,
give more
okay.
greenery
Okay.
with some hydrangeas in the front. We're also proposing this tree right here is the magnolia that is on the property that we would be transplanting to this location.
So these plans are April 8th, because I have some
Correct.
Okay, it's very confusing, okay, because some of them don't have any, one set does not have any date on it. I think in the is this the east elevation in the front? Yes. The 2 big windows that flank the front door seem too big to me. And also, I wouldn't want to be running around on the first, I think it's, and I don't see the point.
So we have,
I know they're smaller.
we have
but they're
greatly reduced the size of them. We've made them, we brought the sill higher
Yeah,
by 2
I
feet, and
see
we've
that.
also shrank the overall width of them.
It's the last one. Here.
When you enter the house, you enter onto kind of a little bit of a wall that would have art, and behind that wall is the stair. So it's just trying to kind of create a welcoming entry with as much light as possible.
I would say the scale of those are the most enormous windows in the whole house. Like
there's-
even to the scale of the door, to the
Right,
other
I think it's
fenestration
off.
on the facade.
I don't, there's something off about that.
I think the window to wall ratio for the
It's
front of the
also
house is
Right.
definitely
Big.
excessive, yes.
But that just seems unnecessary.
I mean, I actually think this facade, while the original one looked commercial but it's more successful architecturally than your revision.
So,
It's too much window and in
Well-
the front, but it's more, I mean, it's
Less
better.
cluttered.
Yeah, it's better proportion.
But maybe
than
that's
this
just
one.
that's a fancier, because the actual elements. But I think that there's still, those windows, they're out of proportion in a weird way, too.
Yeah, it's like a whole wall of windows for
For the
An
front.
entryway.
For
Right,
like, and there we
entryway,
go back
right.
to like a commercial building, which would be your,
Like a
like a
storefront.
a fancy dentist's office. I mean, really, all I do is go to the dentist. So, I think that there's something wrong with that. And then you also have I know you put a panel at the bottom of the door, but there's still all that glass in the door. So something's got to give, I think. I can't approve it the way it is. The rest of that facade, I'm pretty comfortable with. However, when we get to the back, there's an awful lot of glass. I don't know how to tell you. I don't know what you can do. You could make, it's mostly on the first floor, maybe. That's where the porch is. Is that a porch?
This is the porch with sliding doors that go into the kitchen. So
Where?
trying to,
Yeah,
right
those
here.
are sliders?
Yes.
Okay.
I think also on the west elevation, it's too much window to wall. Especially when you have the flanking on both sides of the porch area. You have one area with a double window and the other window is very large. Did you raise those windows up?
Those are doors, right?
Sorry, what?
Oh,
what
all
are-
those are doors?
What are
I
you?
think to the right on the first
Everything
floor.
on the first floor is a door. These are sliding lift and slide doors. These are, again, lift and slide doors, and this is a French door.
And then what's this on the north elevation? This double door?
That's a garage. It would be a overhang,
I see, okay.
It's just meant to look like it has two panels.
Got it.
And so you're gonna have the driveway go all the way up the side of the house? If you're saying
To the
that's a
garage.
garage?
So in the plan, we have, the second curb cut with this driveway to this garage here.
Yeah, that's extending it. Is it shorter than, is it not beginning where it is now and it's going to be the same length? But it seems like you've got the whole length of the house driveway.
Well, the existing does not have this front motor court. It has just parking on this side. So I don't have an overlay of what is that the existing.
So there's a curb cut on White Street
See, like,
and a curb
but
cut on
this is gonna
Cooper
be a
Street.
Correct.
garage now, like way up here in the front of the house? The garage is gonna be in the front of the house?
It's on the side of the house.
It's on the side of the house. The front of
Side,
the
but-
house is on.
It is
Cooper's.
high up.
I got that, but I'm just saying, it's now being, like, the existing garage is way to the back of the house, where, the way it exists today, the old house that you want to tear down. And you're talking about putting the driveway, the garage right to the front, the very front of the house? Like, that's where the entrance is to the house is, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the entry is here, and we've kind of created two spaces so that there's the
Yeah, but
formal approach.
that's a garage, and here's the front of the house. Yeah, all right.
I mean,
So those two windows on A300? or
there's
those-
two windows at the front elevation of the house that do go into a garage.
So
So
this is garage
Yeah,
window.
yeah.
Oh.
we were very tight with this corner lot and the
Well,
the
I get
setbacks
that,
kind of.
but, you know,
This
you have
is
to,
garage windows.
sometimes
So
you
you're
have
right.
to,
Yeah, the garage
Right.
is in the front of the house. The
Yeah.
garage is in the front of the house. The door's on the side, but it's the very front of the house. The garage is adjacent to the front door.
correct.
Yeah, I don't know why that just seems odd for.
It is.
I don't think that you will necessarily
No.
experience that from the front, because we are trying to, these windows look like just every other part of the house, and we have plantings in front. You're kind of not, it's not going to feel like you're coming into the front door next to the garage. That's not the intent. In order to kind of capture the usability of the backyard and be able to, capture as much light, this western light, as we possibly can, it really is a more user-friendly space to have this be the garage than this, which would really impact, how the house interacts with the main backyard space.
I just have a problem with the garage being basically aligned with the front door. And I know on Cooper's Farm that your driveway is supposed to not be in your front yard, the door itself. And I know the door is not, but it just feels very much like the front of the house is now, half of it is a garage.
You know, I mean, we are not proposing an accessory garage here.
You don't have room for it, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we have accessory space, you know, that is back here, and there are neighbors that do have accessory garages. So, you know, the benefit of trying to consolidate that mass into one building kind of, you know, necessitates that we, you know, we have to put the garage in the house. We have these setbacks of 40 feet on both the Cooper's Farm and the White Street spaces, so it's not really possible to, you know, create a secondary mass that would be subservient to the main mass, you know, that could read more garage, and that could get that garage out of, you know, out of this space. We just have this very tight box that we're working with, and we're also dealing with pyramid. So, you know, we're trying to be respectful, and we're trying to, you know, clad this and have this approach feel very dignified. Also putting the transplanted magnolia at this location to further differentiate the front yard area from the side yard.
Could you show me where the driveway begins and goes to the garage? Just look at this room for a turnaround.
Curb cut comes off of
Yeah, there's a
White
curb
Street.
cut, but what I'm saying is, but then I see these stairs, so how do you get to the garage?
You go, because the garage is forward of the stairs.
Yeah. So you come in here.
So the whole side yard as well as the front yard is
gravel.
Gravel. This whole
There is
thing
this
is gravel.
square here. This square here is gravel,
and then to the
and
side.
then on the side it is this here.
That just seems
You know,
excessive for that neighborhood.
How many?
There are.
Do you? So you have how many? 4 parking spaces in front. How is this working? How many bedrooms? 7, is that right?
Yes.
That seems to be where we're
You know,
encountering some. It's trying to get this all crammed into this situation, which turns out to
Should we
be.
hear from Nina?
Yes, Nina. Can you?
Hi, yeah.
We're having some trouble.
I'm thinking this is fine, to be honest, and I do understand the need or the desire to have western light and, you know, by the pool and connection to the garden. And I believe that the elevations are okay. I don't really have any issues with the house. I do have an issue with the number of cars. I think 6 cars.
You have
for
to
the
if you have
size of
7
the house
beds.
is a little extreme.
But you have to if you have 7 bedrooms. It's the code.
7 bedrooms, yeah. Well,
So we're having trouble with the garage that is in the house.
I know, yeah.
Up front and
Yeah,
personal.
I know. I don't have too much of an issue with it, to be honest. As long as the windows are symmetrically and proportionally positioned around the entry, I understand the need for the interiors to drive the elevations and the focus on the backyard and western sunlight and living space connections at the back, and maybe having a little privacy from the entry in the front. And to me, the elevation looks okay, so I don't have an issue with that.
And how about, like, I had some trouble with the front porch with those big windows to the side, either side of the front door.
Yeah, I think they're okay, to be honest. I think they're.
Wow,
I
okay.
don't have an issue.
I like want to wait for Mark.
Yeah.
I think we have, it's not going to pass from us right now. We have to wait. Sadly, but I just don't feel.
So I think your comments are that we're a little concerned about the excess of windows in the front and the back with the wall-to-window ratio. And we're also concerned about your driveway is in the front of the house, not the driveway. Your garage is literally lined up with the front door. I have a problem with that, but.
I would ask, I mean, seeing kind of the plan, is there a spot, is there
We
a
can't
better
do that.
spot?
We're
to
not
put
the
it?
architect, that's the problem.
Well, I'm just saying
We're
that
just
this
looking
is-
at what you propose, and we can
I-
tell you that we don't feel comfortable approving certain portions of this plan. It's better, but it has some problems.
Right, and maybe
To
also.
satisfy the board, I would maybe suggest making the windows facing east that are facing the cars smaller,
Mhm.
if that would make it better for the board.
Make it
and-
more subservient.
Yeah, because, sorry, I don't think that's a big sacrifice in terms of the interior views, to be looking out at the parking garage. So maybe just those two windows make them smaller.
It would also make it,
Are the windows to the, when you're facing the house, the windows to the left, are they the same size? It's hard to tell with the hedge in front.
Are you talking about the east elevation?
Yes, yes.
The windows,
To the-
there's no hedge drawn on this. These windows
Well, I'm
are
looking
into
at this,
the-
I'm looking at this old one because I don't have page 301 in my packet. So I'm looking at this. Those two windows are the same size?
Yes.
Okay.
These windows, those two windows noted are into the living area, and on the gable on the right, those two windows are much smaller, in the same character, but much smaller, and those are to the garage. So those have a higher sill, so that we're not trying to see the car as much as we can from that approach. We also have.
I'm also worried about like a light in a garage. You put the light on when you come into a garage, and that's a lot of light to the front of the house. I think that.
To the neighborhood.
Yeah,
May
just
I
to the.
suggest also that this is not energy efficient to have so much glass facing, and it's not necessarily, I mean, if you were facing south and there were amazing views, I would say yes, but you're facing the parking and it's not energy efficient. So I would agree that proportionally the windows can all get smaller, including the garage windows. And that would satisfy energy efficiency as well as.
Like you pull into your garage and the garage light goes on, and then the neighbors across the street, and you've got two streets there. You've got Cooper's Farm and White Street there.
I don't think that's so bad. I just think there's too many windows and they're too big. How's that? All right, so.
And reduce the pavement a little bit, maybe. It still seems excessive. I know maybe you don't need 7 bedrooms in this house.
Well, I think that's part of the attempt to make.
I understand.
It's not a surprise, everyone's doing it, but I don't think it's very successful in this particular situation.
Okay, so can you be ready for the next meeting? What's that date?
The 28th of April.
Yes.
And
So
we'll have
that would mean plans would be due Tuesday at noon the week prior.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
And also bring materials, photos,
Yeah.
or actual materials, because we can't even begin to vote without seeing those.
Can I just ask the board, just to clarify the changes that we made to the porches, kind of bringing in more of that traditional columns and the shed roof at the back, is that seen positively or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then what is the bottom of the porch? It's just a slab, or is it like a real porch?
It's
On the first
bluestone,
floor?
bluestone clad, bluestone.
Yeah.
So it would be bluestone, we're proposing bluestone on the horizontal, and then a mitered edge with bluestone, a bluestone space. So it's bluestone on both.
So when you walk out of the front door, you'll be on bluestone?
Correct.
And then there'll be a step to go down?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
So
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have any comments from the public?
Yes, so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Can I come up?
Yes, she'll move. Or you can go there, thank you. State your name, please.
Hi, I'm Deborah Van Zyl, and I live at 148 Cooper's Farm Road next door. I appreciate some of the changes that have been made based on some of the board's recommendation. I still do agree with the board with some of the comments that you've made. I am concerned about the driveway in the front being like a parking lot, and I understand they're trying to fulfill the needs of all the bedrooms, etc. And I just had a question. The greenery is better as you've worked on the landscaping. I don't understand, I'm not an architect, but the two windows in the side and the front are much larger than all the other windows. as an architect, I mean, as not being an architect.
On the side of the door?
On the front, on the left, the two windows are very large, just from scale, versus the others on the
Well,
front.
the other two windows are the garage windows.
Oh,
And we were
We're
requesting
making
them
them
to be even
small,
smaller.
we're asking to have them
yeah,
made smaller.
yeah, the ones on the left are much
Yeah.
larger. So I was just wondering about that proportion. But
Well, but otherwise, I mean, honestly, it's so symmetrical that it actually, I
Oh.
think it's better not
Yes,
to
I'm not
have
an
every
architect,
single two window on such a unadorned facade.
But I do definitely support the board's suggestions, and thank you for making some of the
Okay,
changes.
thank you for your comments.
Sure.
Thanks for noticing that. All right, so now, are you asking us for an adjournment to
Till the
April 28th?
Correct.
Motion to approve the application of,
I'm sorry, motion to adjourn.
to adjourn the application of 150 Coopers?
Yes.
Cooper's Neck.
Cooper's Farm.
Block
Farm Road.
Family Cooper's Farm Road Trust, 150 Cooper's Farm, until our next meeting on the 28th of April. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor, aye. Nina,
Aye.
thank you. Thanks for coming.
Public hearing is adjourned.
See you
Thank
next
you.
time. Next is RHM SH Corp., 120 North Sea Road.
I'm Richard Stott, architect for the project. I'm here with Christian Pinedo and the family owners. I have some updated plans and.
So those have not been stamped into the building department yet?
They have not. But these-
That's, that slows things down. We want to see them, but we have to give people time to come and see them.
Understood.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
have 2 full-size prints to submit. You need 7 smaller sets.
Well, we've only got 3 board members here,
But
so
the other
so
people
you
are
can
gonna
give
need
those
it.
out and give me the rest.
But, yeah, I like to know the date, though. Is there a date?
They're dated
Okay,
on the issue date.
Thank you.
because otherwise it's super confusing. We see a lot of plans. This just takes up time when we don't have them.
So these drawings don't propose anything new.
Oh.
In fact, they're to document the concerns of this board from the last meeting. We've removed all the upper wood slats, those architectural features, and proposed that the building remain just like it is, with some very minor exceptions. We're still proposing 2 windows on the back portion of the west elevation. And on the back portion, on the east elevation, there's an emergency exit door and a walkway that goes out to the drive. The only other thing we propose to change is the storefront glass.
Yeah.
Which will be changed in kind. New glass, aluminum, mill finish extrusions, and the only difference will be the outer storefront will be automatic sliding doors instead of the existing swing doors.
Oh.
And the
Are
color?
you comfortable with that? Yeah, we were more, if you wanted to make the doors, I like that. It's fine with me, but I don't think we were so upset about the actual glass part. We weren't trying to dictate that as much.
Understood, the glass
Okay,
just needs to be new.
I think it's successful. Great. Okay,
It just
good.
needs to be new, that's all.
And the door color will be?
Aluminum.
Aluminum mill finish, just like they are now.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. Do we have any?
No.
And the color?
The color will be the same. We're going to touch up paint the best way we can for the short term.
That's fine.
Owner's goal is to get in there and get open.
I know.
Right,
We're very
right.
interested in their
We're
getting in
excited
there
too.
too. Everybody
Everyone
is.
is.
Everyone's rooting
Right.
for them. All right.
Thank you.
Nina?
That's great.
So it's back to the way it was.
Sounds good, yep.
As it was.
Okay, so I think, do you want to vote?
Public
Yeah.
comment?
What?
Public
Oh,
comment?
public comment?
What would we do without you?
Right. I'm always moving ahead, like, what's going on, what's going on? How about
Comments, public?
online? Anybody on there? All right. I move that we accept the application of RHMSH Corporation, 120 North Sea Road for
And-
exterior renovations.
And could you reference the date of the plans? Just because I know we have some new ones, I want to make sure we get the right
They're
ones.
dated with today's date.
Today's
Oh,
date?
okay.
Okay,
Which is the 14th, April 14th.
okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we actually passed something and we can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
How's that? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool. Next tank, wait, I want to get rid of this. "36 Windmill Lane LLC to construct a 1- and 2-story addition to the existing structure." Please state your name. Lisa's Zaloga.
Lisa Zaloga. I am the architect for 36 Windmill Lane.
And John Betts, owner.
Great. Welcome, Mr. Betts.
Thank you, folks. Hi, John Betts, 36 Windmill Lane. I want to make sure we get the introduction proper. And we're here for a real quick update.
Yeah.
Based on some great feedback. I was out of town for the last meeting. And it's funny, we had the rendering for the longest time, literally months. And when Lisa and Wayne presented to the board, I think the first thing that somebody said was, "It's too green." And you know, I got back, I looked at it, it was too green. And so Lisa's gonna help us navigate through the changes that we've made, and that will be hopefully in a couple of weeks, just to finalize things. But this is the greenness that you were right at. It was absolutely right. It looked like it didn't even belong in the middle there, so. But when you look at something long enough, sometimes you need somebody to remind you. So where is it?
Go, Lisa.
Go, Lisa. So we presented the elevations. The elevations have not actually changed in terms of structure or any of that kind, but they have changed, of course, in terms of color and material. And so, as John mentioned, the original rendering that is on the iPad here was, it appeared very dark. The glass appeared very dark. The green, you couldn't really see any of the paneling or anything. And you guys kind of mentioned perhaps we should lighten it up and maybe put the sign on something similar, kind of a facade on top of the facade to lighten it up a little bit. So we did submit, although it was late, we submitted today, the rendering that is up here above, where I think that you can see it still has the brick little base that matches Shippey's brick base, and the windows are lightened up a bit. You can see through them. It doesn't appear as dark. And then we've lightened up the facade that is above those windows, which hides that roller cover, so that you don't see that the end of the glass roller cover. So so we're looking for your feedback. The light fixtures will match the light fixtures that are on there, and they're down lights and dark.
It is a
light.
huge improvement.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I gotta thank you though, because that's one of the
Thank
things
us.
you guys
Nobody
do.
ever does, Mr. Betts, mostly.
No, but it's,
We're pretty
I
unpopular.
can't believe, we looked at that over and over again. It's been on our website for 6 months.
But that's what happens.
Yeah.
So now, what about the sign? Is that going to be redone as a sign application, or how are we going to do
So the
this?
sign will come back to you for,
So we would,
that's not part of this application.
okay.
The sign will come back to you for.
And there's a sign in the back too, in the last package you got.
That's another meeting.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
come back to you for that.
So this, I don't think it's so much of a change that it was not in the file, but I'm willing to vote on it, just to move forward.
Yeah.
Is there anyone from the public who has any comments? Of course not. Do they? Or did they call up to say what a good job? What a good change. So this isn't historic, right?
No.
No.
Motion to approve the application of something Nugent Lane,
But-
Shippies in my head.
36.
Before, do
What?
you want the board to close this? Because, this is still pending planning
Oh,
board
yeah.
and zoning board. So if
Or do you want
these
us to
plans
hold
get
it open?
approved and have to get changed, the signature will be invalidated. They'll have to come back.
So we can't really approve it?
I mean, you could approve the elevations, but the plans that we have is still pending before the two other boards. So it's not going to be.
It costs more too,
I don't know if
doesn't it?
that's going to be the final plan or not.
So otherwise, we would just adjourn it. How close, do you know anything about this?
It's, I think, on the 24th,
The 24th,
you're back on
we're in
for
front of
zoning
the zoning
board?
board of appeals.
Mm.
I mean, they haven't really had any conversation about the elevations. It's been talks about drainage and parking and
Well, they
and
don't
things like
have,
that.
unless, do you have 1 million variances that you're asking for?
No, we've actually reduced the number of variances that we're asking for. And we submitted some site plans regarding the drainage. I think that we're very close. I think we're very close
Well,
with the health department.
How about we adjourn it just till the next one and move on and see and talk?
I
I don't think you're,
Yeah, as long as if you could.
I think you might.
If you don't have to do a written decision at the next meeting.
Do we?
and-
No. But
So,
so there are
yeah.
3 people, I think, who are happy with what you've submitted. So
Our
that
goal
would
tonight was
actually-
to hear your opinion. So,
Care-
yes.
Okay, so I personally think it's a successful
Me too.
change, and I have
Right.
nothing more to say, really.
Right.
Other than he has a point, because
Yeah.
you would have to then go through this whole rigmarole again.
We don't want you to have to keep going back and forth.
Yeah,
if we
no.
can't
And,
wait.
and again, I wasn't looking, I actually kind of thought that it would get adjourned, so.
So maybe you should adjourn it to the next one, and then if it seems that it's going to be a long time, we'll have to come to a different, you can choose whether to have an approval or to just adjourn it. I mean, because you are in the process in this village government. So let's adjourn it till the next time and then talk. How's that? Is that okay
Sounds
with you?
good.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
So applicant is requesting, a motion to approve the applicant's request request for an adjournment for 35?
36.
36 Windmill Lane until our next meeting on the 28th of April.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming.
Thank you.
Sorry for the wait.
No problem.
Thank you, Alex. That's a very good suggestion.
Sure.
Now that we're so user-friendly over here, it's just
We
incredible.
try.
Okay.
Next. First, I have to look it up.
I can start speaking if you'd like me to.
Special Wickapog LLC, 145 Wickapog Road, demolition of accessory cottage structure.
Yep, and there's some correspondence that was delivered to board members.
Oh, that was the history?
Yep, with some more information on this one.
I think I worked on this one too many times.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's been before your board before.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
that-
house.
I was, oh my God.
Barn.
I think twice.
Yeah.
So I am, so
Want me to give you a
please
brief?
say your name, both of you.
John Tarbett here from Tarbett and Lester in East Hampton, and Jeffrey Fine, the architect.
Jeffrey Fine from Fine Architects.
Okay, go ahead.
So we represent the new owner of the property, and the new owner has finally got a CO for the house, which was something that was needed for a long time.
Yep.
And soon they're going to undertake the barn in the back, which is actually from the 1700s, I believe.
Right, that has to stay for.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the middle of the property, it's this awkward cottage, which started its life as a boathouse and was moved to the property. And once it was moved to the property, that's when it was converted into, we believe, into they added a second story to it, made it into a cottage.
Oh.
And then since that time period, it's been gutted, and if you go there now, you can see that there's modern framing with hangers and The building itself is actually leaning over pretty significantly, ready to fall down. It would just do wonders for the property to have the house and the barn in the back and not have a,
Right.
it's too tight.
Hear ya.
I don't think there's any structural integrity or historical integrity left to this, to the cottage. Through the loss of time and just the fact that it was moved there and then converted into a cottage.
So could you just show,
Oh, yep.
for the record, put something down there
Yes.
on the table so you can see? I also have a question. Is this actually in a historic district? No.
No.
So on your application, being the nitpicker that I am here, up here, you need to cross this out. Okay, I know it's confusing. There's a historic district of 7 farmhouses across the street, but this is not part of that, okay? I'm willing to change it on my, I don't think it matters, but I'm putting no.
I have a question. Is the cottage attached to the barn or just right in front of it?
It's just dumped
between the
there.
house
Yeah,
and
it's
the,
dumped there.
It's just-
Something
okay.
weird. I mean,
Yeah.
that place,
Yeah.
listen, if we could,
Okay.
someday someone might be able to live in there and it'd be beautiful, you know?
Right.
We're moving forward. It's been so many years now.
the house is now thankfully done and the barn, we'll be before you with the barn shortly with hopefully a great plan for it.
Yeah, the barn's
You're
pretty
restoring it,
spectacular.
yeah.
Could I share some
Yes,
images?
please.
Let me just pull this out of the way.
So I don't know how you do,
So on the left would be now and the right is what we want to look like.
I see. Right, there's that thing. Got it.
Are you able to show the photos of the existing cottage? Are you able to pull those up? I know that we're looking at one view
It's
on the
right
left.
On the left-hand side behind the pool is the existing cottage.
Do you have just one of the cottage? Do you have a photograph of?
Photos of the cottage?
Just the cottage.
It's,
You know, it has like, yeah,
yeah, it's included in the drawings. Let me just open those.
okay, cool.
One second.
The barn is spectacular.
It is, although
It's
it's
just in
just been
terrible
sitting
shape.
out there,
Needs a
I
lot of
know.
help.
And I've been trying to, across the street, Red Top Farm and the other one, trying to get it so those don't fall down. Those are in the historic district. Well, I might have some.
Here we go.
No, that's the wrong thing.
They got it anyway.
There we go.
Those are new windows. We didn't put them there.
Well, it does seem to be having some problems in terms of rotten from the bottom.
Yeah, it's almost taking care of itself.
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
Okay.
You're on. Nina? It's all right. 3 of us can do it. But we'd like to actually have 4 people.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have it is sort of old, but it's derelict, really. And the actual barn is required to be, which is from the 1700s, I believe, to be renovated, to be fixed, probably with old wood. But that's been dragged around on that property. And this is a demo permit. Yes, the 3 of us are going to say, yes, you may demolish this building.
Yes, it's sad, but yes,
Okay.
I agree.
So since it's not in a historic district, I can just go forward, right?
Yes, so you could make a motion that you're not going to pursue landmark
Right.
designation to allow the
Is there-
demolition
Oh, and
to
we
go
don't
forward.
need the public for that.
No, they actually don't enter into
Right.
it. So motion not to pursue, how do I say this?
So
Resolution-
first, we'll let the record reflect that you've submitted the affidavits of mailing and
Oh,
posting, which I
yes.
received.
Good for you.
So that's in the
That's right.
record for this public hearing to proceed. So the motion will be to close this public hearing and to approve of
The demo.
the demolition of the accessory cottage structure, and to not designate this, not pursue landmark designation for 145 Wickapog Road application.
Great.
Do we have a motion?
He's doing my.
So Susan makes that motion,
Right,
so
that's
moved.
my
So-
motion.
Okay.
That
thank
is so
you.
moved.
So moved.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor?
I'm in favor, but we did not mention this. I don't know if we need to. I'm just saying, I just, person went to all the trouble to write it. I was trying to figure out what they were
I know
saying.
lots of people do a lot of things, but
Okay.
honestly,
Closed. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
good luck with the barn.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We're looking forward to, because that's a real historic, that's a good thing for us. Next. Wait, I got the wrong agenda. So, J.G. Nugent, 101 Wickapog Road, demolition of existing principal structure to construct a single-family residence.
Yes.
This is this flag lot place?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Adorable cottage.
My name is Will Schultz, and I'm the architect and agent representing John Nugent on his application to take down his family house and to put up a new house for his growing family. Should I talk about
Should
I'll
lay
talk
out,
about the site first, and then I'll talk about the house and the history that I know of the house.
well, first, we need to look at the thing that's going to be demolished. First, there has to be a demo, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It
we
would make
do
sense
it
to
in
start
order.
with the existing
So let's see
house.
the thing that's not going to be there anymore if we agree.
Okay.
How's that? Great.
It's adorable.
This isn't, I can start with the aerial of the site,
Okay.
show you the house.
It's coming.
This is you can see Wicker Park Road here. This is the flag, and this is the lot in the back. To the north of the lot is Cobblefield, which is this area here. To the west is a lot owned by the hospital, which is just woodland. And then
Really?
these, hmm?
Incredible.
Yes, it's a great lot. And then these are the houses along Wicker Park. So the house can't be seen from any public right-of-way. The lot can't. I didn't know it was there all these years. But so the house was built in 70, or it was. I looked up the. I have a few surveys to show, and
Well, just if it's in 1970, if it was built in 1970, we
It
don't.
looks much older than that. The
Yeah.
house looks like a classic Hamptons cottage.
I know I have the architect's drawings from 1971.
1971, who is the
Yeah.
architect?
Yeah, so we aren't going to argue with you about the
Muller
age of
and
it
Ash
if you can
in New
show
York
us.
City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
We could
totally.
move right
We can
along,
move right along. I mean,
Okay.
because
yeah.
it's not historic. How
No,
about
And
that?
it's not historic district.
Okay,
Great. Okay.
even if it, like, I like these shacks, but that's just never going to be happening here.
Right.
Okay. So
And
do we, what-
This is a picture of the accessory structure, which was also coming down.
and are they old?
No, it's the same.
It's the same?
Yes.
How interesting that place is.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So today is just the demolition.
No, they have a
The
new house.
demolition, and
No.
I have a proposal for a new
And
house.
it's the house.
Okay.
All right, so is there any public comment on demolishing what was the other building? How many buildings? It's 2 buildings?
Yes,
So it's the house and the,
accessory structure.
which is like a cottage or something?
It's a garage cottage, yes.
Garage and cottage?
So are we bifurcating the demolition? Is that right?
No.
Or approving the entire
They're like-
application?
It's a tiny lot, basically.
Okay.
They're pretty close to each other.
Okay,
I'd say.
all right. Just
and
clarifying.
They were built at the same time, so I'm willing to go for broke and do both of them, actually. If anyone have an objection to that? Do you?
Nope.
Okay. So, and is no one from the public? Oh, I know. Is there a basketball game on now at 8 or what? Probably. Is there? Yeah? Something. All right. So motion, no.
I would just first, the record reflects that we've received the affidavits of mailing and of posting
Yes.
from Mr. John Nugent for the location at 101 Wickapog Road. And it sounds like we have a motion to approve.
Yes. Approve the demolition of the house and accessory structure at 101 Wickapog Road. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Very sadly, I think it's a gorgeous cottage.
aye. Well, except for its aged, we don't have much to say. All right, next. So that's done. Now let's see what you have to offer in,
I just wanted to say a few things about the lot.
sure.
So, this was my client's parents' house. So it was his house. They were the ones who put all the
built it?
trees in. And,
Yeah.
and yes, purchased it from the.
You know,
whoever
nobody
built it.
knows that was back there.
So, his parents planted most of the trees that are on the perimeter in the early 70s. I've documented the trees. Squires put them on a survey, and they're all numbered.
I see that.
They're major trees. Starting on the north side, and also besides the trees they planted, which you can see just to the north of the house here, Cobblefield also planted this huge, they put in a berm.
Get it on the screen, too?
Yeah, it's like a forest, right?
It's a forest, yes.
Yeah.
And the nearest house from Cobblefield is fairly,
And there's a
set
tennis
back.
court here, too?
yes, there's a pool and a tennis
I
court.
remember, oh, it's
And
got
it-
everything, huh?
The tennis court's tucked way in the back. The parents planted all these Norway spruces,
Oh, I
which are
see that.
enormous.
Yeah.
And the large trees along the south side as well. So it's fairly encapsulated site, which can't be seen from Wickapog. On that note, the clients asked me to keep the trees and to design around the trees.
That's nice, good.
In particular, there's a large London plane tree on the north. And I point that out because when I show you the design of the house, you'll see how that impacted what we did with the house. This is the survey showing what we're proposing. And we're coming up the driveway. We're proposing the house is fairly where the old house was. There's a parking court, and then, not a parking court, but an arrival gravel area. And then there's a ribbon driveway which takes you to the back of the house, which is where the garage is. I'll start with the front elevation. So after you drive up the flag, and you come onto the property and you turn towards the east, you're looking at the front of the house, which is the west elevation of the house. And these are the two of the main trees that are there. So I framed the entrance between the trees. The new house is approximately, it's a 5-bedroom house. I was asked to do a master, or a living room, dining room, standard house, living room, dining room, family room. And I was also asked for a master suite, and then a suite for one of his kids, his spouse and grandchildren, and then a separate 2-bedroom suite for the other child and grandkids. So we start with the entrance. There's a porch. You go into an entrance hall, and there's a dining room, and then you look straight out the back. I'll put a plan up so you can see as well. So you come into an entrance hall, and then you're looking through the dining room, and you're looking directly out to the back of the property. And these windows on the right side are the living room. There's a 3-sided living room, which will take advantage of the light on all 3 sides. The 2 windows here on the next to the front porch on the left are just a stairwell. And I put the stairs there so you see the large tree, the plane tree that's of significance to them. And then off to the left is a den, a bedroom above, and in the distance is the garage in the back. On the second floor, above the entrance, are 2 offices for Lisa and for John. And then the master bedroom is over the living room to the right. The window to the left of the entrance porch is the second story of the stairwell, and then a bedroom for one of the kids' suites. And then that's it for the front. But so the front elevation is relatively narrow as the house is L-shaped, and the rest of the rooms go towards the back. In terms of, they said, the square footage, it totals, the house is 5,800 square feet, and then there's a pool house wing, which is another 1,000, and a connector. So totally it's 7,000 square feet. We're allowed 9,500 on this lot, so we kept it to what we could. In terms of the height, this is the highest point of the house, which is 32 feet. And we're allowed 35, but we kept it at 32. This wing is 31, and then as you go down the L shape in the back of the house, we stepped it down, so it's 29, 28, and then 26 and 23. Going to the side of the house, the south side, you sort of get a whole picture of the entire house. This is the living room. And this is the master bedroom above, the attic. If you look to the distance, you see the family room with a bedroom above it. And then this is what I call the pool house wing, which is a separate living area. It has 2 bedrooms in it, bedroom upstairs and a bedroom for the kids, and it's connected to the family room. This perhaps gives you even a better view. This is the back, what I'm calling the east elevation. Starting from this side, this is the living room. This is the master bedroom upstairs. This is the dining room that you see straight through from the entrance hall. This is the master bath upstairs. Then this is the L-shaped wing that comes out. On the first floor is the family room. And on the second floor is a bedroom here. The second bedroom is in the front over the den.
So there's a balcony over here in the back?
There's a small balcony off the master. It's 120 square feet, which faces back. That's the only balcony on the house.
Right, well, that's because we don't like them often because of privacy issues.
No.
If you get up on that balcony, what do you see?
For the most part, you're looking back on On the pool, on your own property.
Beyond the pool, because this is a weird configuration. I can look, I was being a little bit lazy.
If you look on the
Yeah.
survey again,
Who's, because your house kind of, sneaks in there.
you're basically looking back over the pool and then to those Norway spruces that are,
How about somebody else's house?
So you're looking towards their tennis court?
you're looking towards,
That-
no, you're looking, yes, towards their own tennis
For
court.
their own tennis court?
Yeah.
Right. So
So,
the
but
depth
then,
of that.
okay, here we go.
But it's gonna kind of be,
Right.
For these people?
what street is that? That's Wickapog?
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is like
I know,
way
it's
back.
so-
It's 240 feet back off
The one neighbor
off
on,
Wickapog.
the one neighbor there on Wickapog, it would seem, actually,
But that's their pool first, right?
Yeah.
Got
107.
big trees and stuff.
Yeah, there's some really big
That
trees.
just doesn't look that bad, actually,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth. But I don't like to do it most of the time. Sorry to interrupt, but
So back to the east elevation, this is the family room. They're not air conditioning people, they're outdoors people, so they wanted sliders that open up so they can keep this room open to the outside for the most part. So that's why there's that much glass on the family room for them only. Then there's an arbor outside the pool house wing to soften it. And that's it. New gunite pool to replace the liner pool that's there. It's the same size and it's moved closer to the house.
so what are the materials?
Cedar shingle, walls and roof, natural.
And then the trim is what color?
The trim is dark. It's black windows and black trim.
Uh-huh.
I have samples.
So there used to be a house across the street from there that had black around the windows.
Well, the house in front has black
Oh,
windows.
And Audrey Lake's house did, but it's not.
And the farmhouse at
It's
the end of the
gone.
street,
Yeah.
in the field has dark trim too. As well as the new house next to that.
Really?
On Wicker
Whoa.
Park, yeah.
I actually think it's a very
I think
pretty
it's-
house.
me
I
too.
think it's a
I just-
dreamscape in the back.
Yeah.
Congratulations, I think it's a gem.
Thank you.
I whatever.
No,
We-
I
We
just-
don't like our dark windows, but
But
No, I know.
thought
it's
it
a
was
beautiful
successful
house.
too, and also
Yeah.
I remembered that house.
It's a
I used to
dream
drive
back there.
past and think
Yeah.
I liked it.
But actually, I have some pictures. I mean, there are other houses that are with the
No, no,
natural,
I know that
with
there
the
are
natural
some.
shingles.
There were
That's
some that are
why-
no longer there that were
Right.
right across the street
Yeah.
that had the dark windows,
Yeah.
dark around the windows,
Yeah,
two of
Yeah.
which no longer exist.
yeah, actually,
Right.
yeah.
So, Nina, what do you think?
I think it's fine. It's a little sprawling, but that's the nature of the beast, I guess. I think it's rhythmic and fitting to the landscape. So
It has a
it's a
certain
little hard to
It
see.
does.
It's
It's
charm.
sort of
charming
zoomed
about
out.
it.
What about the see-through front door, we.
Well, it's a traditional door. It's just I'm seeing through. I meant on the lot. I mean that you see into
Yeah.
from the entrance hall
Okay.
through the dining room across the table outside the back.
Any
I
other?
like it.
I like it.
I was gonna say that I love the black shutters, I love the black columns, and I don't
Love
mind
it.
the trim being black, but I just don't like the windows being black. I just think if you go back in history, none of the windows had black frames. That would be my only concern, that,
But then what would they do? 'Cause it can't
I
be
don't
white.
know, I'm just saying, I've seen the White House with the black shutters,
yeah.
but they don't have, the windows are not black, so.
Yeah, I'm not as fond of it on the White Houses but on the natural shingle houses, I think.
No one's fun.
Yeah.
We had to give those up.
And that was a request from
Yeah.
Right.
my
Yeah.
client. It wasn't from me.
Plus, it's not like, you can't see it from anywhere, by the way,
Yeah,
except
no.
from
But
Cobble
that's
Field.
still
if
not
you-
supposed to change
Yeah,
our.
I agree,
You know,
but-
it's not
but
supposed to
in
change our,
general-
right.
Summer or winter.
Right.
It's not jarring.
Originally, I thought there was way too much glass in the family room, but now hearing that those doors are all open, it's like an open porch.
I think the proportions of actually the
Yeah.
windows to
Yeah.
the walls is quite good.
Can you do a rendering of the way Jane suggested it? And I mean, I don't think it would take you a lot of work, right, to test it out?
What, white windows? I just think
Yeah,
there's
as
some,
Jane suggested.
I think it would, Okay, I don't know if that's what you want, that's what you, I think there's so much that's tied to the black that would be an issue. It would look checkerboardy.
Might not work, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean, because it
wouldn't
is a
take long
kind of
to-
individual, but I think that's part of its charm, a little bit of quirkiness. So do you want him to do that?
I'm ready to vote.
I'm ready to vote, but I'm
It
I'm
does look
perfectly
very
willing.
overwhelming from this side, the black, but that's
I like-
that's
okay.
just my
No,
opinion.
if you want him to do it, he can do it, but the two of us are thinking, yes, it's dark, and yes, it's not the usual, but yes, it's charming.
Yeah.
How's that? And pretty well and thought out in a way, and it's not like every other house.
Right.
Frankly, I could design one thing that we have to look at all the time practically at this point. And it has some light at the top of the facade, the front facade, and the back is much more open. So I don't object to it, but Nina, do you want him to do that?
No, I think if everyone wants to vote.
Well, not everyone may want to vote. Jane?
If this is what the client wants, then I just feel like the black window panes are gonna date the house, and so I would stay away from that, but it is a very nice looking house. I just would prefer if the windows themselves were not.
For me at least, the problem is there's nothing white on this house. Zero.
Right.
So that's where you could get yourself in some serious trouble. And Sumac is nodding his head. Okay. Can we
Okay.
take a vote, yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, let's vote.
Motion to approve the application for the Nugent residence at 101 Wickapog Road. A motion.
Second.
Okay.
Oh, public.
Oh, do we ask the public? Speak up. Is there anyone from the public who would like to comment on this application? How about, no? Okay, thank you
All
for
right.
mentioning
Se-
that.
seconded.
We don't want to get.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Aye.
And just one more, just for the record, we
What's
should,
the date of the plans here?
yes.
Which,
The date of the
March-
plans we're
March
approving.
1st?
March 1st.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, and I think also, just for the record, we should have a motion not to designate as a landmark with respect to the demolition of the existing structure. Just, I have a sheet here for Alex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, motion to not designate as landmark the existing structure.
Right, second.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
Yeah, aye.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. We'll never see it, but it's cute. Now, 64 Down East Lane LLC, 495 Ox Pasture Road, to modify and amend existing plans to construct an accessory structure. Uh-oh. Is there anyone?
I have not received affidavits.
Oh, you haven't?
I have
Well,
not.
then there's
If they're
nothing more to say.
Do we have anyone on Zoom?
No, we can't talk, he didn't get anything.
Okay, well, we can second call it in case they show up, but it seems like maybe they're not here.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
Just to-
We're moving along, so we don't, next, Lawrence Heilbrunn, 365 First Neck Lane for driveway gates historic. Is that correct, sir?
Correct. See,
All
I'm
righty.
signing
Thank you,
on
Mr.
that.
Hogburn. I do have your affidavits of mailing and of posting, and they are in order. Thank you.
Thank you. We have an existing house on 365 First Neck Lane. Driveways on the north side of the property. Presently, there are no gates over there. The owners basically want to close off the property to stop deer entering the
Right.
property. The gate conforms to all the village code requirements as far as height, width, and transparency. The material is painted. Painted aluminum, flat matte color.
What color is it?
It's a black matte.
Oh, black.
Yes, but matte. It's a steel metal gate. It's not a wood gate. It's actually it's not a swing gate, but a sliding gate.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
The
And so
tracks.
there's no keypad, or there
There's no
is?
keypad. The gate opens with a car approaching it. The only keypad, if you may, it's a pad within the privets, so if pedestrian wants to
Oh,
enter.
if you get locked out?
Correct.
Okay.
But no gooseneck on the street. The design basically, as I said, conforms to the transparency requirements, and it's a graduation of solid panel at the bottom to lightening up as you approach the top of the gate. More
It-
transparency, basically.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the color.
Black,
Matte
matte
black.
black.
Is there on the, is there a survey in here that shows where it's gonna be?
Yes.
Sorry, there's just a lot
The
of pieces.
survey
I
is
see
on
it,
your
I see
first
it.
page. It has the 18 feet
Okay.
setback from the street. And again, by color black, actually it makes it even less visible in the context of the
And
location.
there are a lot of black gates on
Correct.
Gooseneck, right in that, across the street, I think, and all of that's kind of
I
a
have,
lighter.
I don't, I have no objection.
No, me too.
Is there anyone who wants to talk,
Public.
speak on 495 Ox Pasture Road for a gate for the driveway?
365.
365.
Yep, so this one is also for certificate of appropriateness.
Oh.
So we would, if the board
So
would like, you could close the
I
hearing.
move to close the
for written
hearing.
decision.
And move to,
For written decision.
Move to approve at the next hearing for a written decision.
okay. Every time it's
Do we need a
different.
second? Second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay.
C-Mac, and you can
There's-
hand those, if that's the original affidavits, you can hand that to Ian.
These are copies. No, I left the originals at the building department.
Okay, great.
These are copies.
Next,
That's
But
fine.
if you want-
Magnolia
You can hand those
Rose
to Ian for the file,
LLC,
thanks.
156 Duck Pond Lane. That's also for a gate,
Yes.
Hi, good evening, how are you?
which is not, I guess it's, oh God, how are you? It's almost over, I swear.
I'm the last one here.
Yeah, that's what
Last
happens,
man
those
standing.
gates. They can be,
Okay.
This is another black gate, so.
And this isn't
Yes.
historic or anything.
And thank you. We've received the affidavits of posting and mailing.
right.
They're in the record.
I don't like black gates,
No, but whatever.
but they're allowed to have them. Go ahead, show it to us, please, sir.
Okay, I'm Paul Duplessis with T-Arc Studio. So,
Yes, thank you.
And there's actually, there's a gate right on Wikipog that basically we copied because we,
Liked it so much.
yeah, we do like it. And so the only thing that makes this one slightly unique, it's 8 feet. We're proposing an 8-foot tall gate.
Uh-oh.
We have, if you can see on the application, we are actually exempt. We spoke to Chris Talbot,
Okay,
and so I think this is one of the first ones requesting an 8-foot tall gate. So we have 204 feet of frontage on
Okay.
on the cul-de-sac. So
What did Chris Talbot have to say about it?
he was okay with it.
and the materials, sir?
We're proposing to do a
Get
aluminum.
anodized aluminum.
anodized aluminum, 2 blackened posts. We have a keypad, and we will just have 2 very,
The keypad's in the post?
no, the keypad will be right on the driveway as you approach.
That is not gonna do it.
On a gooseneck?
Yeah, gooseneck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No,
gooseneck.
no. So we don't, we like to have the keypad incorporated into the post, so it's not freestanding and doesn't show. It's
Okay.
already obtrusive to have the gate, so we
Okay.
don't want to add on to it by having, it can be put into the posts.
Okay, so we can get rid of that, and basically we'll have in the car, you know,
What, okay.
Basically
What's,
an order.
could you tell me the spokes of the gate and the width between? These are the things that we actually need to know.
Yeah, so this is definitely satisfies the transparency. We have 2-inch wide verticals with
Yeah.
a 2-inch space. So
So it's like 50%.
So they're
mhm.
But I think we count the posts too, do we?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We count the posts as well as,
For the transparency?
yeah.
Only the moving parts of the gate
Yeah.
are counted in that calculation.
So what does that mean?
Just the gate proper.
Right, just anything that moves.
So does this meet transparency, I guess, is our big
Does it
question.
speak-
Is it 40% transparent?
It is 50% transparent.
All right.
It's more than 40% transparent.
So it's the
Correct.
space of 2 inches and the picket or whatever you call it.
It's 2 inches, yeah. Mhm.
Is that right? Well, it at least means 40%. All right. I'm surprised about how, it looks tall in this little picture here.
I'm a little concerned about it being 8 feet tall. Isn't 7 enough? Isn't 7 enough?
Well, what we've noticed is that people
Deer can
do,
jump over the 7-foot
they
one?
do add, and there's a couple of examples.
Right, you add the,
They add those,
Yes.
and we wanted not to do that because I don't think that looks like that
Yeah.
great. So
No, that
everybody's
looks worse
adding
than
those because
riding a
the
bigger,
deer can
taller
jump
cat.
right over 7 feet.
All right,
so.
but we're going to have to correct the plans to show that you're getting rid of,
We will omit the keypad.
and is that on here anywhere?
It is shown on one of the,
Are you the rep or the architect? Can you change your plans right now?
yeah, we can change it, yeah.
So get rid of the keypad?
Yeah, we can get rid of keypad.
Well, we actually can't vote on it unless we do that right now.
You can approve it with that condition, and if they deliver plans to the building department, then you can sign them.
Well, we can just X out it's a removal
Mm-hmm.
of a freestanding item.
So
You can do
code, just to be clear, code does not allow that.
Gooseneck, right.
A gooseneck, no.
The
It's weird because we spoke to the Peconic Gate and then Auto Gate, and they did not say anything about it.
I used to sell art. You can speak to people and they'll, that
Okay.
doesn't mean anything.
Okay, but if
They probably want to, whatever, it's not their job to make it compliant to the village. It
Okay.
is our job, sir. Okay, so how are we going to do this?
Sounds like possibly a conditional approval?
Right.
Yes,
approved without the gooseneck, and then,
Right.
right, we'll note
Okay,
that
so
on the
when
plan.
we revise the drawings and resubmit.
just put them
You can do
into
that.
the, bring
Yeah, we'll
them
do
to,
that.
and then
Yeah.
that'll be that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so motion to approve, for a conditional approval of 156 Duck Pond Road Gate
With the removal
for the
of-
removal of the controls, gooseneck controls, is that right?
Yeah.
And is there anything else that we don't want? I don't want it to be.
It's the simplest gate that we
I
can
know
come up
people
with.
tell
so-
us,
so-
then the next guy's gonna come and tell me something else, that's okay. So with the agreement that you will revise the plans and turn them into the building
Yeah.
department.
So
Do I hear a
moved.
second?
So moved.
Hey, I got to that point now. Aye.
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 Yay. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Should we do a second call for 64 Down East Lane LLC? Although,
Okay,
anyone on Zoom?
take it over, Maestro, yes. There's nothing to do, they just didn't know. No,
Yeah.
Motion to close the meeting?
Yeah, they're gonna have to renotice that one,
The
I
hearing
think.
of, the meeting of the Architectural Review Board, April 14th, 2025. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Vote aye.
Aye.
The meeting is closed.